Hello, everybody, and welcome to your coverage of Moorpark College football here on the Moorpark Raider live stream. It's the 51st annual Citrus Cup here at Ventura College between the Ventura College Pirates and the Moorpark College Raiders. Right now, Moorpark College is going to start off the game with the ball. As we saw, it was a kick return by Kyle Peterson, number 13. Took it to right about the 31-yard line, and that's where the Moorpark Raiders will start off. This is Ryan Ketchum, play-by-play commentator, Nick Federico, and Justin Borsis, your color commentator analyst this evening, alongside Cole Agley, who came with us for the trip as a cameraman. But right now, we have sunset-ridden Ventura College, and we're ready to go for this Citrus Cup. It's a first down and 10, ball at their own 30-yard line for the Raiders, with Postler in the back, under center, and Archibald was in the backfield, a little pitch to him. Only got about 1 yard on the play.
Now, that play was very interesting. I haven't seen Moorpark go under center yet this season. So that was a very interesting play, something we haven't seen out of their offense this year.
And I think they're going to do something that we haven't seen all year this week alone because it is rivalry week. You know, Moorpark's going to pull some tricks out of the bag they haven't used thus far in the year.
Yeah, speaking about rivalry week, this is the 51st annual Citrus Cup. Ventura College currently owns the series right now. They have a 29-21 record against Moorpark College in the first 50 meetings. There's going to be a false start by the Raiders, setting them back 5 more yards. So it's going to be a second down and 14 now coming with Moorpark. A little bit of history on their meetings. Moorpark College, they won 20 out of 26 games from 1986 to 2007, but Ventura College has owned the series ever since. They have won 10 straight, which has matched series ties so far, as Postler is going to throw it towards Curtis Colliard, and it's going to be a first down just past the 50 for the Raiders. Penalty flag is thrown, however.
Now, that was a great catch by Curtis Colliard, but Moorpark almost a little bit lucky. We saw Ethan Postler kind of throwing off his back foot, just kind of hucking it in the air. Luckily, though, Curtis Colliard able to come away. Some of the best hops in this receiving corps, able to come away with a massive first down.
It was a great adjustment as well. You saw that the ball was underthrown, but Colliard was able to turn around and adjust.
I don't know if you guys saw that either, but Ivory Jackson was actually out there on this play, like we were just talking about earlier, using a bag of tricks we haven't seen. He just came across to use a crackback, kind of looked like he was coming across the screen, and he was going to crack back that DN. So Ivory Jackson was just installed on that last play for the offense of the Raiders.
So that was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Moorpark. So it's going to bring them back a little bit after receiving the first down. It was after the play, so it's still a first down for the Raiders, setting up at their own 41-yard line instead of being right about the 49 on the opposite side of the field. There's going to be a penalty flag thrown. Going to see if it's offsides or false start.
I think it's offsides. I thought I saw the defensive lineman jump early, which caused Moorpark to then react.
It did look like it was offsides on the play, waiting for the referees rolling, but so far coming into this game, it is going to be offsides, however, before I go on to the next point against Ventura. Moorpark College is coming in with a 1-5 overall record and an 0-1 conference record, while Ventura College is coming in with a 5-1 overall and 1-0 conference record. So basically flop the numbers, and you're going to have Moorpark, and then you're going to have Ventura. As now with a first down and 5 for the Raiders. Ball's placed at their own 41-yard line. And correction, previously that was the 36 that they were at. Postler tripped over his own shoelaces, just hands it off, able to get back to the original line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play. A little bit of extra contact as Brian Woodard is holding back his guys. Same with Ventura, making sure that nothing gets out of the ordinary. So good job by both of those leaders on the teams.
And that was a nice tackle by Giovanni Rodriguez, the 6-foot, 263-pound D lineman coming up on that play.
I also saw Kyle Howard on that play as well, number 72.
It's now going to bring up a second down and 5. Postler under center. Going to be a handoff to Archibald. Archibald trying to get room on the outside, able to break a tackle, but he finally gets him down by his shoelaces. A loss of a few on the play.
And you're not going to be able to beat the Ventura Pirates at home with this east and west type of running. We saw Archibald. He does like to do that from time to time. He likes to get to the outside before he cuts it upfield. A little bit different than Jeremiah Creation. But you can't be going east and west if you want to come up with first downs and ultimately come up with scores in this game.
And I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was a hole right in the middle of the field on that last play. Something that Moorpark hasn't seen in their running game is those holes up the middle, and then they choose to go to the outside. So we'll see if they go more up the middle this game.
3rd and 10 now coming up for Moorpark College. Postler draws back to pass. Looking to the left side, able to hit Kyle Peterson. KP only able to get about 2 on the gain, however, so it's going to bring up about a 4th and 8 now.
Postler, they're just trying to make something out of it look like nothing, but ultimately I'm kind of confused with that pass decision just because it seemed that there was no way that Peterson would come remotely close to the first down marker on that one.
Moorpark Raiders in obvious punting situation. So far this season, one of the bright spots has been their punting unit. So far, 43 punts, 1,663 yards off the punts, which is second in all of California. There will be a penalty flag as it looks to be blocked, but still kind of spirals down for a Moorpark bounce to the 21, where the Raiders are just making sure that they keep the Pirates down. Once again, there was penalty flag, however.
Nice tackle led there by Jeremiah Creation, who I haven't seen him on special teams all year either. So I was actually talking to Coach Stewart earlier this week. He sent out an email to his players saying, this week is different than any other week. Of course, every week you got to prepare and be ready to go against your opponent. But this week, he said, is rivalry week. Everyone needed to be there at practice full time. He said it was go time, and he couldn't wait to get to this game Saturday.
And as we look at this Ventura offense, they're led by Jay Vanderyacht. He'll probably start this game, but they also have another quarterback, Brock Doman, that can come off the bench and provide a spark for them as well. So look for a possible 2 QB system today.
The Moorpark Raiders, it was an offsides penalty, so they're going to be backed up to a 4th down and 13 now. As I was mentioning about their punting unit, they had those 43 punts for 1,663 yards, which is second in California, but 38.7 yards per punt, which is 8th in the state of California. So Stephen Gomez doing some damage as there's another penalty flag once again as Ventura is going to be returning it. That was number 1, Jalen Watson on the return for the Pirates.
Stephen Gomez, as you said, Ryan, is definitely the brightest spot for the special teams unit in the Moorpark Raiders. I mean, this kid has hang time like we haven't seen on anybody, that we haven't covered anybody else this year. His skills when it comes to punting the ball are matched by none.
They're still awaiting the rolling right now on the penalty. 11 minutes, 6 seconds left in the first quarter of action. Score is still 0-0 after Moorpark Raiders got a first down on their first drive that we just saw, but were forced to punt on a 4th and 8. Penalty flag for offsides, then forced to punt on a 4th and 13. Penalty flags thrown once again, and the referees are deliberating right now as I see 3 penalty flags, one on the 40-yard line of Moorpark Raiders on the left side of your screen, one on the 34-yard line, and then one on the right side of your screen at the 45-yard line of the Pirates.
And you see Moorpark is huddled right there. Possibly they may have to kick it again. We're not sure, but they are still on the field. They have not walked to the sideline as if this may not be re-kicked here.
You know what's pretty incredible as well? I see another penalty flag on the 31-yard line on the left side of your screen as well. So 4 penalty flags thrown on that one play. Moorpark Raiders is coming back out. It's going to be a legal formation by Moorpark, but
they are going to have to re-kick because I believe the penalties did offset. So this is now the 3rd kick.
Yep, it's going to be another punt. So 4th and 8 punt, 4th and 13 punt, both penalties, and now a 4th and 13 once again. Going back for Stephen Gomez to punt the football.
Jeremiah Creation just tapped in at right guard. Kind of odd.
Gomez punted. Is going to be blocked. It was touched by a Raider, however. At least it looked like it was. Ventura is able to get on it right around the 44-yard line on their side of the football. I wouldn't be surprised if they call it back, though. I'm not sure if they caught it, but it looked like the Raiders might have touched it on their side of the field at about the 45.
Well, and with that no call, it gives Ventura pretty optimal field position here to start.
So it is going to be first down. As I mentioned, it looked like Moorpark touched the football on their side of the field, and they did, as I was alluding to. They kicked it right around the 45-yard line, and then it bounced towards the 44 when Ventura picked it up. But since the referees did catch that, as well as I caught kind of a glimpse of, they will have the ball at Moorpark 45-yard line. And Ventura wearing their almost, I guess you would describe it as cream-colored jerseys, it looks like. Starting their first drive of the game, it's going to be a handoff straight up the middle, able to get down to about the 41-yard line off of 1st and 10.
And Vanderyacht is starting this game as expected. See if they look for some option today, getting the quarterback on the move. They do run the ball and pass the ball a lot. It's a very balanced offense, but they had a lot of run yards last week.
You have Jay Vanderyacht. He is a 6'3" quarterback, 190 pounds, a freshman. He's able to get the pass off. It's going to be a first down for Ventura. That was number 21, Jordan Brandon, with the reception off of the second down.
And that was a nice play call right there. Just a quick out to pick up the first down and keep the chains moving.
Jay Vanderyacht on the season, 53 completions, 90 attempts, has a 58.9 completion percentage, 591 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Not too much of a runner himself, as he is going to be handing it off. Running back trying to get some room on the left side, able to get close to the 25-yard line. That's Duckett on the carry off of the 1st and 10.
Thomas Duckett is one of the premier athletes when it comes to this Ventura offense. I mean, he can run the ball. He's also good at catching the ball. You can put him in slot. He's very versatile, and I think the Pirates are lucky to have him on this offense.
Vanderyacht, as I was mentioning about his run offense, only 9 rushes for 35 yards, no touchdowns, as he's lined up in shotgun formation on a 2nd down and 1, ball at the 25-yard line. Vanderyacht just trying to get outside as he has to throw it to the feet of Drew Mathis. Once again, that was Ivory Jackson, number 19, with the pressure.
And that's what Moorpark has to do this week against Ventura. They need to affect the quarterback enough to get him out of the pocket, because this passing attack can be very lethal. So they want to get him on the move to be able to affect the throw.
Exactly. You cannot leave him time in the pocket or he will pick apart any defense.
And also getting to Vanderyacht, he doesn't have a high-powered rushing style, as he does hand it off, able to get a first down for Duckett. But Vanderyacht, he can't really get out of the pocket and run it. So if they put the pressure, that's even better for the Raiders.
And like we saw earlier in this game, I just kind of want to recap. You know, we saw a couple of penalties and whatnot. You got to remember, this is rivalry week, so there will be just a little bit more pushing and shoving, but it makes it all that more exciting because, of course, these are the only 2 teams in the Ventura County area that are playing football.
Now on a 1st down and 10, 2 in the backfield, able to get it to Duckett. Duckett once again pushes forward about a yard shy of the first down marker, but they have a high-powered rushing offense so far.
The blocking of the offensive line was pretty good on that play. You saw the majority of Moorpark's defense shift left, which created the hole to the right side.
And that could be because of the left tackle, number 77, Jacob Gamble, ranked 80th in the nation, 11th for offensive tackle position, 17th in California, has 7 Division I scholarships offered to him. A big guy out there. You see him on the left side of your screen. Hands it off to Duckett. Duckett forward inside the 2-yard line.
And Moorpark doesn't have an answer right now to Duckett's style of running. I mean, they're cutting just straight up the middle. It's almost dive after dive, and Moorpark can't stop it.
And what's making this so effective, too, is that they're being put in short yardage situations in terms of the run. So you would get 5 yards on the first play and then have another only 4 or 5 to get on 2nd down.
8:05 left in the first quarter of action. It's going to be a handoff straight at the middle. Looks to be just shy of the goal line. We haven't received a ruling yet, and it is going to be just shy of the goal line, so bringing up a 2nd down and goal for the Pirates.
And the difference on that play is you saw Moorpark's defense was able to sort of jump the snap and get the timing correct, and they busted through the line very easily there.
So actually they are calling it, at least here comes a field goal attempt. There was no call of a touchdown, but they are going for a kick. It's up, and it is good. We still haven't received any ruling, though, from the referees. It is going to be a touchdown, though. That was the weirdest thing that I've seen. I've never seen it where we haven't.
Did not signal.
Yeah, but, I mean, there could have been a referee that signaled that we just didn't see because, if you're looking at our camera right now, we're about at the 40. We're commentating from about the 35 to the 30-yard line, so we might not have been able to see it, but at least from my look of it, it didn't look like a referee had the signal. But it will be a touchdown for the Pirates, going up 7-0 against the Raiders.
So for Moorpark's answer, we saw in that last drive that they had plenty of room up the middle to run, but they chose to go to the outside. Let's see if they adjust their game plan a little bit and try to go up the middle some more with the run game.
So now Moorpark Raiders starting off on their second drive of the game. They had a punt in on their first drive after getting 1 first down. 8:02 left in the first quarter to be exact. Kickoff's going to be recovered right around his own 10-yard line. Taking it back, that's Kyle Peterson. There's a penalty flag thrown just past the 20-yard line.
And that was a nice, decent return by Kyle Peterson, one of the captains here for the Moorpark Raiders. You know, when we watch this kid play, he may not get the ball as much as he'd like, but he plays with that fire and intensity that you need on any team to keep your team focused, driven, and motivated.
As we mentioned, the penalties. It's going to be holding against Moorpark. Still going to be Moorpark ball, but it was holding, so they're going to be backed up inside their own red zone right now for the Raiders. That's where we're going to start their second drive. And just to let you know who scored the touchdown, number 22, Gil Scott Jackson, 5'10", 200-pound sophomore running back. Not used too much in the offensive set for the Pirates, but he does have 1 touchdown off of 30 carries for 95 yards, so he was used in that set. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. I formation. Looks to be fumbled, and the ball is on the ground. Trying to dive on are the Raiders, and it looks like they're just able to get on it at the 10-yard line.
A botched snap right there. Busted play, and Paulsler and the offensive line have to salvage what's left.
And I'm surprised they didn't actually call a flag for a neutral zone infraction. I saw the defensive line jump off sides, but luckily Ventura wasn't called against for it.
To piggyback off your point, Ryan, about that touchdown, it sort of shows a lot of the depth of Ventura, too, because we're calling guys names that we have normally maybe not have gotten a lot of carries or playing time, and you can see that they have a lot of those weapons.
It's going to be a second down and 15. The ball comes loose from Jeremiah Creation. It looks like Ventura was able to land on it. We're still looking for the ruling, but it looks like they did land on it. That was coming off of a 2nd and 15 from their own 9-yard line. It looks to be Ventura football.
You got to carry that ball with 4 points of pressure right there. He kind of was running a little bit like a loaf of bread, and you saw right there it was able to pop out as Jeremiah Creation was just cutting upfield.
And I'm not sure if that ball was poke loose or if it was just fumbled by Creation on that play.
Yeah, he was carrying a little bit low, too, on that run, which is one reason it could have caused that ball to pop out.
So now Ventura set up with great field position on a 1st down and 10 from the 12-yard line. 7:08 left in the first quarter of play. Still a 7-0 lead for the Pirates over the Raiders. Vanderyacht still in the shotgun formation. Fake handoff, looking right, able to hit his receiver, and he's in for a touchdown, Pirates.
And that was a nice slant route ran there by the 6'5" wide receiver for the Pirates. Coming off that was Brandon Jordan, able to come up on a slant route. And slant routes are so hard to defend as a D corner that it's so hard to stop it. So it's a great call for the Ventura coordinator to go to that play.
Now coming up for the PAT, a 13-0 lead for Ventura so far prior to the extra point. A good pass by Vanderyacht, but off of the route ran by Jordan, he was able to make a little bit of a spin move, break a tackle, and get in for the touchdown. PAT is up and is good. A 14-0 lead for the Ventura Pirates over the Moorpark Raiders, still with 7:03 left in the first quarter of play.
What's important on this next drive for Moorpark is to be able to have not only have possession of the football, but keep it for a significant amount of time due to the fact that their defense has been on the field a lot to start this quarter. So look for them to try and bleed the clock a little bit for the rest of this quarter, maybe get some points on the board.
So now after that score, Moorpark trying to come back now. Their second drive of the game that we just saw was a fumble by Jeremiah Creation. The first drive featured a first down and then a punt off of a 4th down and 13. Could have said 3 punts because of the penalties, but right now with just about 7 minutes left, Ventura already having a commanding lead to start off this game by the score of 14-0.
Yeah, and right now Moorpark's got to turn around and show some life. Though the game is not even close to being over, 2 back-to-back scores like that can definitely knock some of that, drive out of you as a team. So they just got to stay focused and get right back to it on this next drive.
A deep kick recovered at his own 2-yard line. Here's Kyle Peterson coming on the right side on the near sideline. He is going to be brought down prior to the 20-yard line.
And that was a nice tackle there by the Ventura Pirates, keeping in their own lanes and slowly condensing them down. That's the perfect way to execute a kickoff.
So the ball's going to be spotted at the 19-yard line. That's where the Raiders will take over.
I'm looking to see what Moorpark does with the quarterback situation this week. Last week, of course, we saw rotation between Postler and Smith. Let's see if they go back to that tonight.
So now on the 1st down and 10 from their own 19-yard line, Postler is still in right now. Ethan Postler, that is number 16, quarterback for the Moorpark Raiders.
It looked like number 47, Brett Moyer, jumped. No call on the play.
It's going to be a handoff straight at the middle. Smothered right away. Lucky enough if he's able to get one. Line judges rolling it as a 1-yard gain, so down to the 20-yard line. Might have just been a few inches, but still able to get it marked as a 2nd and 9 now.
Looks like they're going a little bit of up-tempo. Primarily a shotgun team, correct, for Moorpark over the course of this season. Mm-hmm. So I like the change-up a little bit. It brings a little different dynamic to the team.
So now coming up on the 2nd down and 9. Under center once again, dropping back to pass is Postler. Postler over the head, way high over St. Pierre, so it's now going to bring up a 3rd down and 9 for the Raiders.
And, of course, there was some pressure right there that made Postler throw that ball just a little bit too high over St. Pierre's head. But with that being said, the Moorpark offensive line has to give Postler time tonight if they want to have success at all in the pass or run game. If you can't protect your quarterback and he's constantly getting hurried and sacked and pressure on him, you're not going to have any success at all tonight offensively.
So now a big 3rd down coming up. Moorpark Raiders struggling on 3rd downs this season. Only a 17% completion percentage on 3rd downs for conference play and 21% on 3rd downs for their overall play through the 6 games of the season. So far, they're 20 of 95 on 3rd down, 61st in California. So definitely something that they're going to have to work on. But while we do have a small break in the action, we're going to thank a few of our sponsors. We can't do it without you here on the Moorpark Raider live stream or here with Moorpark College Athletics. The U.S. Army. Go on business trips with a company like no other at U.S. Army. Big Brand Tire and Service. At Big Brand Tire and Service, big means go. A proud corporate partner of Moorpark College Athletics. Rise up. Wells Fargo Bank. Wells Fargo is recommitting to help all of our customers succeed financially. At Wells Fargo, established in 1852 and reestablished in 2018. UCLA Health is a proud sponsor of Moorpark College Athletics, with neighborhood offices in Simi Valley, Porter Ranch, Thousand Oaks, and Westlake Village. The very best care is now closer to you at UCLA Health. It begins with you. And now we're back to the action on a 3rd down and 9 for the Raiders, going in shotgun one of the first times tonight. Postler looking across the middle. Pass is going to be thrown incomplete, however. Intended receiver was number 12, Vinny Corso.
And it looks like Moorpark's on these third down situations, they like to go to these intermediate or short passing routes, hoping that their receivers can get upfield to take care of the extra yardage. But I think what they should definitely start looking at as this game progresses is going to more deep passes, a post route or a comeback route, something that as soon as the receiver catches the ball, they've already cleared the first down marker.
And that wouldn't be a bad way to go. That's how a lot of teams play, those guys that are sagging off. But the punt is going to be blocked. Steven Gomez, he tried to use his booming leg, but while 4 Pirates were around him, one of them was going to block it. And they did. Brought it in for a touchdown, Ventura.
It looks like
Ventura's just playing out.
Ahmad J-Lo, I think, is the one who
Ahmad J-Lo.
For those that don't know, we are in a press box today, so we do have a different view of the field.
I mean, overall, Ventura's just been firing on all cylinders, offensively, defensively, and special teams coming away with a touchdown, something that hardly ever happens in the game of football.
So now after that punt return, the punt block and return for a touchdown, they go for the PAT attempt. And it's going to give the Ventura Pirates a 21-0 lead over the Moorpark Raiders.
Pirates have come out shooting and executing and just doing everything right tonight. Moorpark, on the other hand, has not seemed to have had any success in any area. We look at their offensive game, a couple 3-and-outs here, the fumble by Creation, now a blocked punt by Steven Gomez, or Steven Gomez's punt was blocked by the Ventura defense. So Moorpark just hasn't able to come away with any positives in this game this far.
Well, and it's important to note that block punt, there was nobody impeding the defenders as well. They had an unimpeded path to Gomez.
Getting through scot-free, that's a good point, Justin.
One thing to note for the Ventura College offense that we've seen in this game, running almost every single play is almost a run for them. So far this season, 225 rushing yards a game compared to 223.5 passing yards per game. So they're a high-powered rushing offense. Watch out for that as Kyle Peterson returns the kick, makes some nice moves, has some blocks past the 25, down at about the 28-yard line.
I believe that maybe one of the best returns we've seen to this point in the day. Set up some better field position for Moorpark. Postler, to me, has hurried his throws a little bit. So look for him to try to progress through his reads a little bit more here on this drive as we move forward.
And Postler still out there. We were mentioning him and Troy Smith, number 10. They both took reps during practices leading up to this game and last week's game, as well as playing both last week.
Looks like they're now back in a shotgun set.
They're back in a shotgun set, as you mentioned. Looks like they're going to have 2 running backs in instead, so 2 in the backfield. On a 1st down and 10, ball is being placed, at least it looks like it's still going to be placed at the 29-yard line, just trying to get everything situated. Just above 6 minutes left in the first quarter of action, a 21-0 lead for the Ventura Pirates over the Moorpark Raiders.
Possibly a draw play here. We spoke about the holes they created up the middle to begin this game. Maybe they're looking to do that.
Or potentially a play action where Postler, just because he's had no protection, is having extra protection as they come out in this pro set. So he has 2 running backs there to protect him. And if they do go with the play action, maybe if he sells that fake just long enough, he might be able to find one of his receivers open down the field.
Maybe even a jet sweep too. We see that out of this set as well.
And I think that is a good idea, bringing in some extra protection, some max protection, as Luis St. Pierre is also in, number 89, the tight end. Right now he's spread out wide. Interesting. You usually don't see him spread out wide. You see him right next to a tackle.
Number 28, Dondre Baker, maybe coming in on a blitz up the middle too, looking to pressure the quarterback.
Yeah, tonight has been strange for the Moorpark offense, just in formations alone, because like we talked about, we have people in areas we've never seen them before. We saw Ivory Jackson, like the second play of the game, coming in on a crackback block and then went to go run a slant route. So it seems that Coach Mike Stewart has definitely changed and elevated their offensive side of the game just for this week alone.
As you mentioned, Justin, Dondre Baker, number 28. He's a sophomore linebacker, 46 tackles on the season, 1 sack, 1.5 tackles for loss, leader in tackles for this team. As Postler is going to hand it off, going to be stopped almost immediately as Archibald, as he's brought down at the 26-yard line.
Looks like number 17, Donyai Dixon, possibly on that stop there.
And Dixon right there, great job of just staying in his own zone, not chasing after what we saw looked to be, I think it was Vinny Corso coming around the back. You know, he was disciplined with staying in his own lane, and that's why he was able to come away with a nice tackle for a loss.
So now here comes up a 2nd down and 13 from the 26-yard line. Just under 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Postler, under some pressure, gets outside of the pocket, and he slides down. Pretty smart move by him, but he does slide down 2 yards prior to the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be a loss of 2, setting up a 3rd down and 15.
Pressure on the corner right there. I believe it was Dwayne Coleman able to effect the throw that ended up turning into a run because he had to escape.
And one reason why I think it's a smart move, we saw Bryce Viola go down this season on a broken collarbone. You don't want any extra injuries, especially with a guy like Postler, who's most likely going to be with Moorpark next year as well. A fake handoff. Postler under some pressure. Once again, he get brought down with a sack.
And you almost want to credit the secondary on that sack this time just because of how much time Postler had in the pocket. He had a good 3 to 4 seconds. Still, nobody was open. And, of course, the Pirates were able to come away with the sack. So that was a great job by the coverage of the secondary for the Pirates.
Well, and to speak on the importance of that, it's important for the coverage team to stay home because you don't bring an extra attacker on defense.
So now, right now, Moorpark College faced with a 4th down and 15. Ball at their own 24-yard line. Almost blocked once again. Is able to get a deep punt off. Trying to return it now to the near side on the left side. Able to get it down to the 44-yard line is number 1, Jalen Watson. The 6'3", 190-pound sophomore defensive back. Punt returner.
If you're Moorpark's defense, look to try and stop the run. You're going to want to keep contained and hold the edge because it seems like that's where they're getting most of their run, including up the middle with some physical runs as well. Just have to beat them off the snap if you're Moorpark.
Vander coming back in as we have number 22, Gil Scott Jackson is in the backfield for the Ventura Pirates. 3:15 left in the first quarter, and we actually do have a quarterback change. It's a little flea flicker. It was a reverse. Passing it deep down the field, able to get the touchdown, Ventura. That was actually number 3 that threw the football. Thomas Duckett, who has 1 pass on his career this season for the Ventura Pirates. He has 1 throw for 47 yards, able to connect with the Pirates for the touchdown.
And he aired that out right there, Duckett, planning and throwing. That was a great trick play design by the Ventura Pirates. And right there, he saw him. He hit him in stride as Dominic Benson was able to adjust and catch that ball right over his shoulder.
And I feel like we see that more and more in football nowadays as they try to expand the repertoire of the playbook in terms of what a defense might be seeing.
Yes, and that was Dominic Benson, number 2, able to get that touchdown reception. But interesting, they did have number 15, Brock Doman, at quarterback, usually the more dual threat style quarterback, as the PAT attempt is up, and it is no good. Referees are calling that one off. It was far right, so it's still a 27-0 lead for Ventura College with 3:40 left in the first quarter of action.
And I feel like, Ryan, to piggyback off that point a little bit, it could be for a multitude of reasons. It could have been for just that series in terms of you're looking at that play and you want to get some trick in, so you bring in another quarterback to throw it off. Or you could look at it from the standpoint of a lead already now, and you want to get a new quarterback in the game based on the lead you have.
Now Ventura College, some great play right now. As we're seeing, that was their third drive of the game alone, and they've had touchdowns on all three of the drives, a 2-yard rushing touchdown by Gil Scott-Jackson to start off the game. Then there was a passing touchdown by Vanderyacht to number 21 who caught the football, Brandon Jordan. And then we just saw right there after the punt block return for a touchdown, we just saw the passing touchdown from Thomas Duckett to Dominic Benson. So every single time Ventura has touched the football tonight, they have scored a touchdown. Now kicking it off to Moorpark. It's going to be at the goal line is where it's returned. On the near side, trying to make a move, and he's going to be brought down hard at the 20-yard line. That was Vinny Corso on the return, number 12 for the Raiders.
And number 28 again, Dondre Baker with a big hit on that return. A tough spot in terms of the returner when it comes to being able to run it back, because the way it bounced, you could say that it may go in the end zone, but you can't take that chance.
Right, and that's that split decision where you have to decide as the kick returner, okay, am I going to take this back or am I just going to let this roll into the end zone? But there's always that chance that, it stops right there and goes out at the 1-yard line. So I think Vinny Corso made the right decision on that one.
So now here comes Moorpark College. Troy Smith is actually out there at the quarterback position right now, number 10. They did make the quarterback switch from Ethan Postler to Troy Smith right now. It's a first down and 10. Ball is placed at their own 21-yard line. Troy Smith is going to take it himself. On the right side of the formation, has some good blocking. It steps out of bounds right around the 30.
And like I was talking about a little bit earlier, it does look like Moorpark is going to go back to this 2-quarterback situation here, this rotation, I should say. Troy Smith, a lot more mobile than Ethan Postler. Maybe not as accurate, but a lot more mobile. So that's the upside of putting him in under center.
It's going to be a second down and 2. Ball placed at their own 29-yard line. Smith in shotgun. Has a fullback in. Stacked receivers on both sides of the field. He's going to take it himself. Has some good blocking off to the left-hand side. Breaks a tackle, and it looks like he has just enough for the first down.
And they're sticking to maybe the game plan of running up the middle and to the outside, but with different personnel, which is interesting to watch. I'm not sure, personally for me, if Smith is part of the game plan or if it's because they're looking for a spark in the offensive play, being down 27-0 here.
A spark might be all that they need. Getting a first down, there's their first down since the first drive of the game, so that could have brought a spark. 2:30 left in the first quarter, still a 27-0 lead for the Ventura Pirates over the Moorpark Raiders. Stacked receivers on both sides of the field once again. Same formation, goes back to pass. Pass is completed. They're trying to strip the football out instead of getting a tackle, so no more forward momentum for Kyle Peterson before the 38-yard line.
And Smith is looking very impressive early, possibly his best showing to date currently in these first 3 plays.
A little bit of extra movement by both lines. Flags are going out as they did get stopped at the 39-yard line, so it is a second down and short. It will be a false start, however, so it's going to bring them back to a second down and 8. Ball being placed at their own 34-yard line, correction.
And it's important for Smith, as we saw in that last pass, it cannot just be the run game today. He's got to be able to complete some throws to get this offense moving.
1:40 left in the first quarter and counting. Troy Smith dropping back to pass. Looking both sides, has nowhere to go. Good coverage by Ventura. Throws the football on the run. The pass is completed to Colliard as there is a penalty flag out right where he threw the football from. But Colliard is able to get the first down prior to the penalty.
And if they come away with this first down, that's a heck of a play by Troy Smith. Under pressure.
It might be coming back, though. It looks like a hold. Probably a hold back there. When a flag is thrown back there, ladies and gentlemen, it usually means could be on the offense. But
it looks like the defense is coming out on the field. They might have actually fumbled it. They was only 2nd and 8, so that wouldn't The only other reason the defense would be coming out in the field is if it was a turnover in possession, and that's what looked like happened.
So it is going to be a turnover. It didn't look like it at first, but Ventura was able to come up with the football after it looked like Curtis Collier came down with it. They are very adept to stripping the football. As you see, almost every tackle that they make on Moorpark, they're trying to strip the football out. So it is going to be a turnover, no first down for Moorpark. I mean, you could technically count that as a first down if Curtis Collier came down with it, and then a turnover, but we're not going to count that as a first down. Penalty flags are thrown. It's going to be a false start against the offense is what they're calling it right now, with just under 1.5 minutes left in the first quarter.
And it looks like, I'm not sure if Vanderyacht is back in the football game or if they are sticking with Doman here.
It is going to be a first down and 15. Ball placed at their own 44-yard line. Doman is in, passing it deep down the field on the right side. A lapse in coverage, able to get a deep first down to the 15.
Broken coverage it looks to be for the Moorpark defense. Right now they can't get anything going for them. Ventura's picking them apart on all sides of the ball. They need to buckle down and focus on the current objective here is just slowing down the score.
And Doman clearly has an arm, as we've seen. He's thrown a couple deep balls today.
That was a nice sell on that fake.
Doman took it himself off of the first down and 10. Doman, we mentioned, a running quarterback. Gets right about the line of scrimmage, however.
And what makes it so difficult for Moorpark to stop is what we've just seen. In terms of his dual threat ability, it creates such a dilemma for the defense, and it's a great weapon to have.
It is a great weapon to have as a second down. Going to be stopped. Moorpark Raiders run defense coming up strong right now as there's 3 penalty flags thrown. 3 referees saw the same exact thing.
And usually if it's after the play like that, it could be an unsportsmanlike conduct. Not sure here, but if it's after the play, usually could be some extracurricular activity going on.
There's 29 seconds left. Clock did stop because of the penalty. Still in the first quarter, 27-0, Ventura up on Moorpark in the 51st annual Citrus Cup.
And one reason that the Ventura offense is having so much success is the fact that no matter who's under center, they're having time and they're having success. And the large part of that goes to the O-line for the Ventura County Pirates. You know, people like Tyler Orsini, you got Jacob Gamble. Jacob Gamble's listed at 6'7", so they have some huge guys that not only are big, but they are fundamentally sound when it comes to having technique. And that's one reason why the Ventura County Pirates are able to have all the time in the world to throw this ball.
So that was a first down off of a penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Moorpark. Pressure is coming. Helmet is off. Quarterback goes down. Ivory Jackson.
And a flag is down possibly because the helmet came off.
Mm-hmm. And usually, actually, what probably did happen is right when the helmet goes off, the play is dead. So the tackle after on the sack, that's probably what the penalty is going to be against for Moorpark. Maybe not necessarily the helmet coming off, but right when the helmet comes off, that means that the whistle they're supposed to blow and the play is dead.
That's a tough call due to the fact that the momentum of the player is already going into the quarterback. So it's very hard to stop your forward momentum on a play like that.
It would be difficult to do that, to be able to stop that forward momentum. But now we're set up with a first down and goal for the Pirates. Ball's placed at the 3-yard line as we do have the end of the first quarter of action. That's where we're going to see the Ventura College Pirates when we come back for the second quarter. But while we do have a little bit of a break in the action, we're going to thank a few more of our sponsors. Can't do without you, so thank you very much for sponsoring Moorpark College Athletics and us here on the Moorpark Raider live stream. Harley's Simi Bowl is your home for the Moorpark College Raiders Athletics, offering bowling, billiards, arcade, and rock and roll pizza. Full-service sports lounge featuring Raiders happy hour every night from 6 to 10 p.m., except on Wednesdays. Cosmic College Night Bowling is Thursdays. All you can bowl for $8 from 9 p.m. to midnight at Harley Simi Bowl. In-N-Out Burger. Freshness you can taste at In-N-Out Burger. Moorpark Center for Dentistry, changing the way people feel about going to the dentist every single day. At Moorpark Center for Dentistry, they love supporting our community. DCH Lexus of Oxnard, proudly supporting education and Moorpark College football. Lexus, experience amazing. PennyMac, let us tackle all your mortgage needs at PennyMac, the lender you can call home. And now we're back to the action. Started the second quarter of play for the 51st annual Citrus Cup. We mentioned it's a first down and goal, ball at the 3-yard line, just switching sides of the field because of the end of the quarter. As Ventura lined up in the pistol. Going to hand it off to the back. That's Gil Scott Jackson. Jackson reaching forward for the goal line. Doesn't look like he passed it, so it's going to be just shy. A second down and goal. Ball at the 1-yard line is coming up for the Pirates.
And Jackson did get a second push at the end of that play there.
Yeah, he took a blow, but great job of Jackson for him putting his hand down and trying to fight to get that end zone.
So now we have pressure coming, but Drew Mathis from the Raiders bring him back. Not going to get the conversion as Doman took it himself on a second down and goal.
Drew Mathis, we talked about, another flag on the play. A D1 athlete, officially TCU did offer him just last week. So, I mean, a school like TCU from the SEC, that's an outstanding honor just to be offered. So we wish him all the best in his future, but he plays like it.
Yeah, it's going to be a penalty against Moorpark. Currently, Drew Mathis is ranked, according to 24/7 Sports, 77th in the nation, 3rd at the inside linebacker position, 16th in California. He has offers from Illinois, Nebraska, TCU, UNLV, and Baylor, who we just got. He's 3rd on the team in solo tackles with 38. Actually, according to, as we actually have more penalty flags being thrown as the coaches are meeting with the referees right now. 3rd in the state of California in solo tackles, 3rd in the state of California with total tackles, and he's also 4th in the state of California with 10.3 tackles per game and tied for 20th in California with 5.5 sacks, playing like a D1 commit as the referees controlling the situation. Good job by both sidelines to make sure that they control their guys as well, as there was a penalty flag thrown on the Moorpark Raiders sideline as well.
And I'm not sure, it looked like one of the coaches was getting a little heated, but it's good for the referees, as you said, to control it. Now they're conferring as well to decide what they want to do here.
And just making sure to keep all their tempers all well. That's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against the Moorpark Raiders.
So the ball's going to be within 6 inches of the goal line. You can't move it much more when you're on the 1-yard line, but they definitely can move it maybe a couple inches. So I think the main thing to come away at this point is you just got to calm down ultimately. Yes, you're losing in the football game, but especially if your coaching staff, you don't want to do anything that's going to get you suspended for the next game because you're the head coach, you're the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. You know, you just got to keep it calm. And you don't want to be getting unnecessary calls, especially when you're not even on the field.
And, yes, that's for both sides. Both sides just make sure that they stay calm. Obviously, referees doing a great job. Coaching staff, as you see right now on the field, not overly heated. So both teams making sure that they keep their coaching staff, their players all well. So good job by the referees and everybody to be able to make sure the situation does not get out of hand after a few unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. They are set up with a first down and goal because the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty was an automatic first down. As Doman is in at quarterback, Gil Scott Jackson in the back off the pistol set. Goes in for the touchdown, Ventura.
The run game has been on point for Ventura today. Another run up the middle, and they get yet another touchdown. It's paying off for them thus far.
And Ventura doesn't even have to get to the outside because they're having so much success running in between the tackles that their dive game is working perfectly.
And that's Gil Scott Jackson's second touchdown of the game. The first drive was a 2-yard run. And then the fourth drive that we have right now was a 1-yard rushing touchdown for Jackson. Now here comes the PAT. The kick is up. The previous one was no good, but this one is straight through the uprights. A 34-0 lead for the Ventura Pirates over the Moorpark Raiders with just about 14 minutes left in the first half, second quarter of action.
If you're Moorpark on this next drive, you want to get some points on the board no matter how you do it. 3-7, it doesn't matter. It helps the morale of the team.
Yeah, and you got to find some positives in this game thus far for Moorpark. Now, it is only the second quarter. They're down 34-0, but it is just starting the second quarter. So there's plenty of time to fix adjustments, execute on upcoming plays, different packages that you put in. You have time to adjust all that. You just got to get your mind right at this point. You don't want to be slouching or putting your head down. And I'm not saying that Moorpark is doing that, but that definitely comes when a team is down by a score like this.
One thing I do want to state, obviously, we've been hyping this up as the 51st annual Citrus Cup, and it seems like all the fans know about it as well because this stadium is packed. If you ever come here to Ventura College, you know that there's only seating on one side of the field, and basically this whole entire bleacher section is packed with fans, and it's not just college-age kids, it's everybody. There's parents, there's younger fans, there's even older fans that have stuck with Ventura College and Moorpark College through these years. As Moorpark is going to return a Vinny Corso, getting some room off of a block past the 30-yard line. They're going to mark him off at the 32, right around the 32.
Nice run by Vinny Corso. So explosive and so good at reading the holes when they open up. Some of these holes, they only open up for a split second, but Corso was able to see that and execute it, picking up an extra chunk of yards right there.
And Troy Smith does look like he's coming back in at quarterback here. We saw some success on the last drive with him running the football, and he did complete a few passes as well. So they're looking to build on that this drive.
The Raiders got moved to the 40-yard line, so a first down and 10. Ball at the 40. Going in the same formation that they had previously, almost a Wildcat-type set with Troy Smith as they have stacked receivers on both sides. Louis St. Pierre is the tight end acting as a fullback, as Smith is going to take it himself, dives forward for the 45, and it's going to be a 5-yard run on a first down.
I think
so far, that's the only success Moorpark's really had thus far when it comes offensively to this game. Ventura doesn't have an answer for Moorpark's ability to pick up, to stop Smith on these runs.
he did lose his helmet, so Postler will have to come in for at least one play here.
Yep, whenever you lose your helmet, you have to go out at least one play in this game. So Postler hitting the wide receiver screen with Kyle Peterson. Good blocking by Alex Sardi. Gets him past midfield. A big tackle, however.
That was Trayvon Lambert coming through and just clotheslining Peterson right there, almost in a chokehold position when he hit him. You got to make sure that flags are going to be called if we see things like that.
So now Smith back out, left side of the formation, trips. Single back set, lone wide receiver on the right side. 13:20 left in the first quarter. Correction, in the first half, second quarter of action. Smith is going to be a handoff straight up the middle, able to get an Archibald, lowering his head, able to get forward to about the 41-yard line.
I did see Ryan Matlock at the wide receiver position. Not sure how much they may use him today. We'll see if they try to get some completions to him as this game goes along.
Curtis Colliard is the lone receiver on the right side. On the left side of the formation, Kyle Peterson, Ryan Matlock, as you were alluding to, Justin, and Alex Sardi, number 80, on trips on the left side. Single back is Brandon Archibald, as Troy Smith is still in at quarterback. They're showing blitz. They're rushing 7. Troy Smith going deep to Matlock, and is going to fall incomplete as a third down is coming up.
And it looked like they brought Trenton Carlson on the blitz on that play.
Now coming up is going to be a third down and short, about a third down and 3 with 12 and a half minutes left in the first half.
Moorpark keeps going back to the stack set as we see, spacing out his receivers and keeping Smith in the shotgun formation.
Smith trying to take himself on the quarterback-designed run, but he's going to be brought down by a multitude of Pirates, including number 45, Corey Owens.
Owens was able to jump the snap pretty clean right there, able to get in the backfield very quickly to bust the play before it even began. Moorpark did bring, I believe I saw an extra tight end, maybe an extra blocker there for the run.
And I understand what they're trying to do. If you have success with a play, go to it. But at this point, since that's the only real success Moorpark's having is, this option almost, or wildcat formation like Ryan said, with Smith, I don't think that they...
It's a 4th down and 9, going for the punt. The Pirates are already there by the time he punted the football. Great decision by the Pirates to pick it up as nobody was back, able to get it past the 40-yard line into Raider territory. I believe that was number 1, Jalen Watson, that came up to return the punt.
Was that a pooch kick? I'm not sure if that got tipped or if that was
it almost looked
modified.
like it almost looked like Steven Gomez. He was being grabbed already by the Pirates by the time he punted the football. So I don't think that was intentional. I think that was just him trying to get the football out.
Away, okay.
I think that, too, he looked like he was going to throw it at first, but when he saw pressure, he had to tuck it and go with a quick kick. But it did look like they were going to go for it on a fake punt on that 4th down.
Well, it also ended up catching Moorpark out of position in that sense because then it opened up the right side of the field.
Now Ventura going back in their pistol set. It's going to be a handoff straight up the middle off of a 1st down and 10, but it's going to be a quarterback keeper, actually. He's taking it all the way. It's going to be a touchdown, Pirates. I don't see a penalty flag, so it's going to be a touchdown. That was number 15, Brock Doman, with the score.
And if you saw Moorpark's defense right there, their eyes shifted completely to the running back, which left the hole open for Doman to rush right up the middle, and there was nobody again on that side of the field.
So that continues the streak for Ventura College. Every single time that they've been able to touch the football, all 5 drives in the game have ended with a touchdown, and then the one punt block return for a touchdown as well for Ventura College. Now setting up for the PAT with a 40-0 lead. Here comes the extra point. It is up, and it is good. The Ventura Pirates have a 41-0 lead over the Moorpark Raiders in the 51st Annual Citrus Cup. Just above 11 and a half minutes left in the first half. Moorpark getting the football once again. 1 first down off of the previous drive, but they had to punt the football. This is how it's gone for the Raiders. 1 first down in the first drive of the game and a punt. Second drive was a fumble by Jeremiah Creation. Third drive, no first downs and a punt that was blocked, returned for a touchdown. The 4th drive was no first downs and a punt, a 3-and-out. The 5th drive had 1 first down, but then the ball was turned over after a reception by Curtis Couliard from Troy Smith. And then on the 6th drive, which we just saw previously before Ventura College got the football, was a first down and then a punt by the Raiders. No scores so far by Moorpark College. Haven't gotten into the red zone yet tonight.
Yeah, no rhythm is really developed yet for the Moorpark team.
But now here comes the kickoff. Moorpark Raiders going to have their 7th possession of the game. It's going to be recovered by Kyle Peterson right around his own 15-yard line. There's going to be a penalty flag thrown as he's able to get past the 40. A penalty flag thrown down where Vinny Corso was blocking. Correction, that was actually Will Boucher blocking at around the 20-yard line, and then where he was tackled at about the 40.
So many flags tonight. I mean, there's definite tension on the field. You can see the rivalry is real between these two teams.
The referees just deliberating on what they're going to make as their calls by 11:28, just under 11 and a half minutes left in the first half, second quarter of action. It's a 41-0 lead for the Pirates over the Raiders.
And if I am Moorpark, if it were me, I would caution against putting Paulsler back in the game. Because in certain situations, when you're down by the score, it could lead to a quarterback change again over and over and over again to try and find that answer. But Smith has put up some very good runs today. He's been able to complete some passes. So if it were me, I would stick with him.
So it was a face mask penalty against the Raiders. Going to bring them back to the 10-yard line where they have a first down and 10. But I agree with you. Use Troy Smith for at least this half. But if Troy Smith is not able to carry you down the field or he starts having some struggles, then look back to Postler possibly. But definitely go on with the second quarter. With Smith, he's able to hit the receiver, dives forward past the 15-yard line, able to get a good chunk of yards on that first down from Couliard.
And throughout the year, one area that the Moorpark offense has had success with is the screens. I mean, they're pretty dominant at, blocking the corners and able to pick up nice chunks of yards every single time they go to it.
So a second down and 4 coming up for the Raiders. Ball placed at their own 16-yard line. Smith rolling out to the left side, looking down the field. Passes overthrown above Vinny Corso, but it almost was caught by Will Boucher as it's knocked out by number 25 of the defense, Keegan Romero.
And Corso is obviously the number 1 target in the passing game. So they are looking to double team him to take that away, Ventura is. So I actually haven't heard Corso's name called that much today. So they've done a very good job of shutting that option down.
Also, one thing that you've seen is Kyle Peterson even has taken back many of the kicks. So even in the kick return game, we haven't seen too much action from Vinny Corso. Trips on the left side of the formation on a 3rd down and 4. Smith drawn back to pass, looking deep down the field. It's going to be a pass completion for the Raiders. Able to get a first down and even more.
Nice throw and a nice chunk of yards on that pickup.
And great job by Smith, able to take a hit as he threw the ball. Shows some toughness right there.
That was Brandon Archibald, the running back, able to get open for the pass. .10:36 left in the first half. Archibald trying to get room on the outside. Can't do so, but he still gets about a gain of 3 on the play. Off of the 1st and 10 from the 40, it's going to be a 2nd and 7 from the 43.
And Archibald going back to that east and west type of running that's not going to help too much in this game.
And what's been troublesome for Moorpark as well, they've been very inconsistent in terms of what we've seen. You saw that big completion, but then they followed up with a run that wasn't able to get much. So they need to find that rhythm as well.
So now coming up on the 2nd down and 7. Smith able to get the pass completed to Will Boucher. It looked like they were setting up for a wide receiver screen, but the defense was there. So now setting up a 3rd down and 6 for the Raiders. Ball is going to be placed at their own 44-yard line, coming off of a big first down from Smith to Archibald. Just under 10 minutes left in the first half. 9:45 left and counting now. Single back set, gets the defense to jump. Offside should be called as the defense went fully past the line of scrimmage, as you saw on your screens at home. Wasn't called by the line judge, however. Maybe they saw a little something else on the field that we didn't see as we're awaiting the ruling right now.
It's tough to see the jersey numbers. Not sure who jumped there.
They did see what we saw up in the press box. It is going to be offsides. It looked like it was a blatant offsides penalty as they were able to call. 3rd down and 1 now coming up for the Raiders. Ball placed at the 49-yard line on their side of the field. First down is midfield. Smith still in a quarterback. Louis St. Pierre is the fullback in. The tight end is behind the line of scrimmage. Smith taking it himself. Quarterback keeper able to go off the tackle and get another first down. So far, 2 first downs on this drive.
And if I were Moorpark, I would maybe bring in, if they had 2 tight ends, to offset that other side.
And maybe if they are going for this more of a rushing style of offense, maybe a 2 tight end set would work a little better. But if you also have your quarterback running the football, maybe you just want to stick with 1 tight end so that you could still fake it and be able to throw the ball like they're doing right now on the 1st and 10. Launches it downfield. Will Boucher, my oh my. Sweet cherry pie. He jumped up a few dozen feet in the air to grab that one over his head. Great catch by Will Boucher. It is going to be incomplete, but still, hey, if I was Moorpark College, I would still be pumped up to see my guy kind of risking his body a little bit to jump up and grab it. He almost looked like he came down with it.
And that's important to see, because when you have a score like this, 41-0, to see that heart is very, very good as a team. To see that from your teammates, to see that from your staff as well, it helps the morale.
It's inspiring is what it is.
Especially since they haven't been able to get too much offense. Now on a 2nd and 10, a wide receiver, a few of them wide open down the field. Troy Smith able to get out of the sack. Penalty flag is thrown. A block is there down at the 44-yard line, but pretty incredible he was able to get out of the sack.
What a way to stay on his feet. That was an acrobatic move, improvisation, and then he was able to get to the outside. I don't know if this flag is going to call it back, but...
And that's what we're talking about, how Troy Smith is much more elusive than Ethan Postler. And it shows right there as he's able to turn a sack into potentially a gain of 2 or 3 yards.
Just above 8.5 minutes left in this first half, second quarter of action. 8:33 to be exact, a 41-0 lead. It's going to go against the Raiders, so erase that run by Troy Smith. They are going to be backed up. They're just making sure that they have the right time on the clock as the referees were checking.
Creation is coming into the game at running back. Look for maybe a draw play, or maybe he goes outside for a screen.
Second and very long right here. So many flags in tonight's game, and they're so detrimental to momentum in this game that just like that would look to be a momentum shifter maybe for Moorpark. Just demoralizes everything they just worked for right there.
2nd down and 27. Pressure is coming off of the screen play. Jeremiah Creation falls down, and just like in college football, if you fall down on the ground, it's automatically down. You don't have to wait for the player to touch you, such as in professionals. So they're not going to have any gain on the play. It's going to be a 3rd down and 27 now. So 3rd and long, it looked like Creation had a little bit of room in front of him with the blocking that was set up. But now with the 3rd and 27, trips on the right side, 7:30 left in the first half and counting. Smith gets out of the pocket, throws it on the run, passes completed to Colliard on the right side, able to break a tackle past the 50 and gets knocked down just past the original line of scrimmage.
Now that's not going to pick up the first down, but that's a great play to build off of as Moorpark gets the ball for their next possession. You know, they're definitely still fighting. They're not out of this game. We see that Moorpark is definitely having a lot more success with Smith right now than Postler. So I think they're going to stick with him for this foreseeable future as they're going to go for it right now on 4th down.
Yes, they're going for it. That was a 19-yard reception from Smith to Colliard off of the 3rd and 27, now setting up a 4th and 8. Just under 7 minutes left to play in the first half, 6:45 now to be exact with time counting off. Smith, pressure's coming, throws it on the run, and it's going to be incomplete, but it's actually going to be intercepted by the defense, getting off of some blockers, and he's going to take it back to the house. That's number 12, Colby Bart. Excuse me, that's actually Ahmad J-Lo coming out with the reception, the pick 6 for Ventura.
That is one of the oddest plays I think I've ever seen. The ball went off of the receiver and into the hands of the defender there as he was going to the ground. That was one of the most interesting plays I think I've seen.
And the ball just took a perfect bounce into J-Lo's hands. I mean, they're right there on the sideline. He's able to catch it, keep both feet in, make one cut, and take it back to the house. So everything is falling in Ventura's favor right now. And the Pirates, I don't think the coaching staff could be much happier than the way that they're performing as a team. Moorpark on their side, not only is not everything going their way, but they're not able to catch any breaks. I mean, how unlucky of a play is that?
Ahmad J-Lo, number 12, on the defense. They do have duplicated numbers here at Ventura College with 12 on offense and 12 at defense, as they're going to get the PAT attempt to go through 48-0 with just under 6.5 minutes left in the first half, second quarter of action. But going back to Ahmad J-Lo, he had the punt block return for a touchdown and now just had the pick six. Have yourself a night, Ahmad J-Lo.
And really, you've talked about it, Ryan, but this whole team for Ventura has stayed balanced, and they've had a lot of different players making plays today. So it's very good for them to see that most of their players, in fact, have contributed in this game.
And Ventura actually came into this game ranked number 5 in the state of California, and rightfully so. Their team has athletes on every single part of their offense, defense, and specialties. I mean, J-Lo's done it. Duckett can do it. You just name all these guys. These are all D1 type athletes, and I think that's one reason why Ventura is able to dominate like they have this year.
Well, I think it's good to point out that they're from multiple states as well, not just California. They've recruited outside of this state, which is important too.
Yes, Ventura is much like Fullerton in that powerhouse.
Here comes the kickoff. It's going to be returned at the 10-yard line for Vinny Corso, getting the few pass kick returns as there is a penalty thrown, as you see, by the 21-yard line off of the return by Vinny Corso, but looks like it might be pulled back as we also have a Ventura College player with his helmet off.
Usually it's an illegal block in the back or a holding.
One note, as we were talking about, as Nick alluded to, Ventura College being 5th in the state of California, it is going to be holding against the return team, I should say, from Moorpark College, so that's going to bring them back. But as Nick alluded to, number 5 in the state of California for Ventura College. Currently, they are ranked that. They're coming in this game with a 5-1 overall record, 1-0 conference record, and the only team that they lost to were the number 1 team in the state of California, Fullerton. They took them all the way where Fullerton had to score a fourth-quarter touchdown to win 33-28. So they are definitely a legit team, if you can't already tell by this 48-0 lead for the Pirates over the Raiders.
I think we'll definitely be seeing them in the playoffs as well, guys.
Moorpark College dropping back to pass for Troy Smith. Somehow gets out of it as his tackles almost got tackled by the DNs. He is able to make a gain of a few yards on the run, about a 2-yard gain on the play.
Troy Smith, not only is he quick, but as we see, he's so elusive and he's able to start and stop so quickly that when he comes up, when he's running out of the pocket, he's able to make some of these premier athletes that Ventura has miss because of the way he runs.
So now it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 7. They said it was a 3-yard run. 2 in the backfield going for Max Protects. He's going to throw it out to Vinny Corso on the swing pass route. Trying to get forward to the 15. He's going to be stopped just shy.
Well, and we talked about Troy Smith. We've seen him sporadically over the course of this season. But because of the score and the way he's come into this game, as there is a flag on the play, I kind of look at this as an audition of sorts for the coaching staff to really see what his skill set may be as this season progresses.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the defense against Ventura College, so it's going to be an automatic 1st down for Moorpark. It's going to be a 1st down off of a penalty, however. So far in this game, Moorpark, they had 1 first down on the 1st drive. Then they had 1 first down on the 5th drive, 1 first down on the 6th drive, so that's 3 in total if you're counting. And then 2 first downs in the 7th drive. One thing that Moorpark has to change, which they are just able to get their 6th first down of the game, is previous to this 1st down, you count all of their first downs on one hand. You need to be able to change that if you're Moorpark. 1st down and 10 for the Raiders. Ball at the 30-yard line, their own 30-yard line. Same formation for Smith and company. Just under 5.5 minutes left in the first half, 2nd quarter of action and counting. Still a 48-0 lead for the Pirates over the Raiders. Here in the 51st annual Citrus Cup at Ventura College, Smith once again eludes a sack. This is his 3rd time he's done so. Pass it down the field. And Vinny Corso, great job by him to make sure it was not intercepted by number 41, who had the football in his hands, Isaiah Battis.
And that's a byproduct for the defense because he may not have been able to get the sack, but it affects the quarterback to the point where they throw the football into traffic.
And Corso playing some heads-up defense right there. He saw that ball was going to be intercepted. Goes from trying to make the catch to just trying to knock the ball away. Great heads-up play.
I mean, maybe with that type of play, toss him at DB a few times. Looked like he could do it.
He's played almost everything else.
So now on a 2nd down and 10, ball at the own 30-yard line still. Smith getting outside of the pocket, but this time they're able to bring him down with the sack.
I believe that is number 80, Jared Thompson, possibly.
So now it's going to be a 3rd down and 21. A loss of 11 on the sack. One thing, if you are able to hear it off of our shotgun mic, Ventura College, every single time that there's a 3rd down, they play "We Will Rock You," trying to instill some pride in their fans and their team out there.
Maybe we will stop you.
That wouldn't be too bad. A little cheesy, though, on the 3rd and 21. Troy Smith, passes thrown down, is going to fall incomplete. I like it, though, Nick.
Hey, just like the sweet old cherry pie, right, Ryan? We all got our catchphrases.
Touche.
Keeping it light up here, some puns.
So off of a 1st down on this drive, Moorpark will have to punt the football. A 4th down and 21 right now with about 4:19 left in the first half.
And Ventura will get some good field position here. They're backed up near their own end zone, so look for them maybe to get even into plus territory.
They just got to give Gomez time.
And they didn't give him time. It's going to be blocked once again. Ventura College trying to fall on it. There's a little pile. It's right by the markers. There are penalty flags being thrown as there's going to be helmets flying off.
The punt was blocked. Able to go through the line right there, see what these penalties are about first, but able to bust through. They've done that a few times today.
And a little bit of jawing down there by the 40-yard line towards the crowd here. It looked to be Will Boucher maybe breaking it up.
Yeah, good thing by both teams, making sure that it doesn't get out of hand. Both teams are making sure that they're able to keep their tempers controlled as there have been some extra activities happening, but making sure nothing gets too out of hand. It will be a touchdown that the referees just told us. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against the Moorpark Raiders, as he just called it a touchdown as well. The penalties will offset because it's unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against both teams, but that will be a touchdown for Ventura College, already with 54 points in the first half alone.
And they average about 30.5 a game. So this clearly is almost double their average. They've played very well today, and they can continue to score here.
Yes, so far, as you alluded to, Justin, 30.5 points per game, and they give up about 24.7 points per game. As here comes the PAT. The attempt is up, and it is good. A 55-0 lead here for the Ventura Pirates over the Moorpark Raiders. But we do have a little bit of break in the action. We're going to thank a few of our sponsors. Can't do without you, so thank you very much for sponsoring Moorpark College Athletics and here on the Moorpark Raider live stream. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Southern California, light-powered for 125 years. IBEW Local 47 is a proud supporter of Moorpark College Raiders. DCH Auto Group, delivering customer happiness. Corner Bakery Cafe, CB Town Center, proud to support Moorpark College football for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and catering. Corner Bakery Cafe. Mercedes-Benz of Thousand Oaks, as a member of the Silver Star Automotive Group, Mercedes-Benz of Thousand Oaks has proudly served Moorpark and the surrounding area since 1982. And nationwide, our hearts belong to the Raiders. Putting their needs of local communities first isn't just the key to our success, it's at the heart of everything we do. Let's talk today with Bill Saunders. Go Raiders! Thank you very much to all of our sponsors. And now we're back with the action. Once again, there's 4 minutes, 11 seconds left. in this first half, second quarter of play. 55-0, the score stands. Ventura College ahead of the Moorpark Raiders. Moorpark will now be returning the kick. Vinny Corso recovers at his own 5-yard line. It will get past the 25, a little extra past the 30-yard line. Is going to be brought down officially at the 32. As so far we mentioned on these drives for Ventura College, every single time they touched the football, they scored. On all of their first 5 possessions of the game, because they've only had 5 offensive possessions, they have scored a touchdown. They scored 1 on a punt block off of Moorpark's 3rd drive of the game. Then they scored back-to-back touchdowns on defense and special teams just right now. On Moorpark's 7th offensive drive of the game, the Pirates had a pick 6 from J-Lo, number 12, and then they just had the punt block return for a touchdown. So now on the Raiders' 9th drive of the game, trying to get something going, still scoreless so far. Handing it off to the fullback is Troy Smith on the 1st down and 10 from the 32. Goes forward to about the 40. Going to mark him down actually at the 37-yard line, just prior.
And with Ventura up by the score that they are, it looks to me that there's a couple of new players in here. Number 41 here for the Ventura defense playing corner, Isaiah Bates, a couple others that we've seen playing tonight. And that's good. When you're up by this much, you definitely want to get some of those other players a chance to shine.
And now on that 2nd down and short, taking it forward, looks to have enough for the 1st down.
And Smith is lining up under center like we saw Postler earlier in the game. So looks to change the game plan for him a little bit as well.
One bright spot for Moorpark, not too many 1st downs in the games prior to this one, but after having no 1st downs in 3 straight possessions from the 2nd to the 4th, they have had at least 1 1st down from the 5th possession now to the 9th possession. So maybe something is happening for the Moorpark Raiders right now. I formation, able to hand it off. Going to go forward for about a 2-yard gain on the play is number 27's Alex Tilley.
And as you said, Nick, you alluded to it, some new players also on Moorpark side with Tilley into the game here.
2:45 left in the first half, second quarter of play, 55-0. The score still stands here in the 51st annual Citrus Cup between the Moorpark Raiders and the home team, the Ventura College Pirates. Same formation for the Raiders, as it's going to be a 2nd down and 8 now. Fake handoff, going back to pass. The pressure is coming. He takes the hit, throws it towards Will Boucher, but he actually kind of hit the sideline with one of his coaches, as it's going to be a 3rd and 8 now.
Boucher was open on that play, but you saw the pressure to the quarterback there, which again affected the throw and made it off target.
Not enough time in the pocket. Constantly, Smith is having to scramble outside, making some of these elusive plays because he just doesn't have the time. And if Moorpark can get him a couple more seconds in the pocket, maybe something can develop in the pass game.
So now on this 3rd down and 8, still inside their own territory at their own 46-yard line, I formation. Woodard moved as it's going to be a false start on the offense, backing them up for a 3rd and 13. So now on a 3rd and 13, there's just under 2.5 minutes left in the first half, 2:27 to be exact. Moorpark faced with a 3rd and 13, still no points up on the board. And still trying to look for Ventura's side of the field. It seems like they've just been looking at it instead of actually playing on it. In this I formation, a little bit of confusion on the fake handoff. Troy Smith lets it loose in double coverage, throws it towards the DB, but he drops it. Lucky enough for Moorpark College and Moorpark Raider fans that he dropped that football, but almost threw another interception in this game.
And one thing you never want to do is throw it into double coverage. It creates inaccuracy. It also makes it tougher for the receiver to catch the football.
Yeah, and I wasn't really sure where he was trying to go with that. Both the defenders were pretty much running the route for him. I know he was trying to lead his receiver, but that was nearly intercepted.
Could the route have been underrun, or was there just miscommunication, do you think, on that play?
I think at this point, he's trying to sling it out there. He's trying to make something happen, but maybe some miscommunication.
Now here comes a punt. Penalty flags are thrown. Goes down inside their 20. Nice move. He's able to make a man miss. Now pushed out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. That was number 6 on the return, Dustin Sanchez. Once again, there were penalty flags thrown right around the line of scrimmage that we were able to see.
They did let the play continue, which means we know it's not a false start. Could be an offsides defensive penalty.
So it's going to be illegal formation is what the referees call it for Moorpark Raiders. They are going to decline the penalty, however. So Ventura College will just take the extra few yards for their offense, as there's 1:53 to be exact left in this first half of play. Still, the score stands 55-0. Ventura College ahead of the Moorpark Raiders. So now coming out on this first down and 10. Ball being placed at their own 32-yard line for Ventura College.
Number 24, I thought I saw Anton Wynn is coming on a blitz, possibly.
Going to be brought out of bounds on the play at about the 38-yard line off of the first down and 10.
And that was actually Antonio Brown on the play.
Mm-hmm.
Great name, by the way.
No relation, I don't believe, to NFL receiver.
No, but there actually is, and there's facts to back this up. He's actually the cousin of Tavon Austin. I know that for a fact.
But now it's a second down and 3. Less than 1.5 minutes left in the first half. Dropping back to pass. Going to the left side. Gets it down the middle. Able to make a move. Braxton Rogers coming up with the tackle, however. That was number 11 on the reception. Antonio Brown once again getting hit twice.
And like we were talking about, putting some of these other guys in is always great, you know. They get some more experience. Some of these guys are coming back next year, so they just gain, you know, all that experience from games like this when they can benefit from it.
Now fake pass. Correction, that was actually a pass. Antonio Brown, it looks like it's him once again. Able to get the first down off of the first down and 10. That's 2 first downs just on this drive alone. Their 6th drive of the game.
He may be stepping in now as the number 1 target, considering they're moving some players around.
And that's Jay Vanderyacht, if you were wondering, quarterback in right now, number 13. They're going for more of a passing style offense instead of Doman's run style.
And Ventura has the option to experiment a little bit with plays they may not normally run due to this lead.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Justin. At this point, you kind of experiment and see what can work in the future for both teams.
Drawing back to pass. Vanderyacht. Pressure's coming. Makes the check down pass, but it's going to go incomplete. Number 14, Corey Patterson, was the intended receiver with 35 seconds left in the first half. Still a 55-0 lead for the Pirates.
Good job by the Moorpark defense getting some pressure and causing an incomplete pass.
With 35 seconds, look for Ventura to possibly go for another field goal here.
Now it's a second down and 10. Ball still at the 42-yard line, inside Raider territory. Throws it out of bounds. It looks like the receiver was just able to hold on to the football. And he's going to be just shy of the first down marker. That's Corey Patterson, who Vanderyacht was trying to hit in the previous possession as well.
And that's a nice job by Corey Patterson, maintaining possession and control the whole way down on that catch.
So now it's going to be a second down and 1. Running the football straight forward, able to get another first down. That's the 3rd first down of this drive alone for the Pirates.
They're able to get into the secondary right there through the middle of the field. Moorpark's defense looking for a stop here with about 15 seconds. They're going to want to go for a field goal if you're Ventura.
That's number 22, Gil Scott Jackson with the run. Throwing it deep down the field in the middle. Almost caught for a reception and then almost intercepted by the Raiders, but it falls incomplete. So now A 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Pirates. Ball at the 21-yard line. Only 5 seconds left in the half.
And I like that call because you have enough time to take a shot down the field and you're in field goal range, which means you can afford to do that in this scenario.
And might as well. It looks like the offense is still on the field. Don't be surprised if they call a timeout, however. But it looks like they're still going to be on the field, maybe trying to get some extra yards or just going for the touchdown. As Vanderyacht's still on there with trips on the right side.
Possibly trying to get him off sides, maybe. Hard count.
So Ventura, he takes the snap. Pressure coming, able to evade it. Throws it in the end zone. Is going to fall incomplete off of 2 Pirates' hands. And that's going to be the end of the first half. 55-0. The score stands. What are your guys' last thoughts of this first half that we just saw?
If you're Moorpark, keep Smith in the game if I were me, because he's shown some good things today with running the football and being able to pass the ball. If you're Ventura, keep doing what you're doing. You're up 55-0. Your game plan is working. Why change it at this point?
Exactly, Justin. Pretty much exactly what you said. Just to capitalize off that, Ventura's doing an excellent job of holding down Moorpark's key players, just like Ivory Jackson. We haven't really seen him tonight. They've done an outstanding job of holding down Vinny Corso. So they're doing a good job of keeping key players out of the game. For Moorpark, I mean, you just got to build off of whatever you can. I agree with you keeping Smith in the game, but coming in the second half, just treat it as a learning lesson and see what you can do from here on out.
And as we are going to halftime, we're going to thank a few of our sponsors real quickly. We can't do without you, so thank you for sponsoring us. Matera Design Consultant for all of your design, layout, and production needs. Contact Vince Matera at vmatera@earthlink.net. Matera Design Consultant. Los Robles Hospital System, 50 years of compassionate care. For more information, please call 877-888-5746 or visit losrobleshospital.com. The Moorpark Country Club. Make a trip to Moorpark Country Club while you're here. Be sure to try our Sunday brunch at the Moorpark Country Club. Jersey Mike Subs since 1956, supporting the community that supports us. Moorpark College Raider Athletics at Jersey Mike Subs, a sub above. Visit them at 1197, that's 1197 East Los Angeles Avenue in Simi Valley, and say hi to Rich Vitolo. Jan's Marketplace, cheers to a successful season. Proudly supporting Moorpark College Athletics. Visit us on Facebook or at jansmarketplace.net for upcoming events and money-saving offers at Jan's Marketplace. The Hat Restaurant in Simi Valley since 1951. 67 years of serving the world-famous pastrami, burgers, dogs, chili. Open 7 days from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. at www.thehat.com. Ladin Auto Group, family-owned and operated for over 45 years. Always close to home. Located in the Thousand Oaks Auto Mall. Go Raiders! Best wishes for a great year at Ladin, Hyundai, and Subaru. Stonefire Grill, where community is served. Proudly supporting Moorpark College Athletics at Stonefire Grill. For all your catering needs, call 855-SFG-TO-GO or order online at order.stonefiregrill.com. Go Raiders! And Luminary Photo, weddings, events, headshots, families, and seniors. Check out luminaryphoto.com or call 805-587-7611. That's Luminary Photo. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors, and we'll be back with second half action here on the Moorpark Raider live stream, so make sure that you stay tuned. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Moorpark Raider live stream, your coverage of the 51st Annual Citrus Cup. Once again, this is Ryan Ketchum, play-by-play commentator, joined alongside Nick Federico and Justin Borsis, your color commentator analyst. We also have our traveling cameraman with us, Cole Agley, here at Ventura College, home of the Pirates, for the Moorpark Raiders versus the Pirates. It's a conference game, as well as this being a rivalry game, as well as this being the Citrus Cup. Obviously, if you know anything about the Citrus Cup, there is a trophy on the line, which the Ventura College Pirates have had in their possession for the past 10 seasons. If they win this game, which will make it 11 straight, that's the longest streak of the Citrus Cup in history, ever since Moorpark College began their football program back in the year 1968. They have played. Ventura College won the 12 out of the first 14 meetings and now lead the series 29-21. And currently they're up 55-0. Looking like they're going to take another victory from this game. But now Ventura College is going to start off the second half with possession. They fumble the football on the kick return, but somehow still get positive yardage. They're past the 50. Only one man to beat. He cuts it back to the other side of the field, walks in. I don't see any penalty flags. That's a touchdown, number 2, Dominic Benson.
And right off the bat, first play of the second half, Ventura picks up where it left off. Dominic Benson taking that 98 to 99 yards back for a freaking touchdown.
And it looked like Moorpark's special teams unit hesitated on that play. When the ball was muffed, you saw them pause slightly, and it created that opening lane right there.
So that now moves the score 61-0 prior to the PAT attempt. Once again, Ventura College, every single time that they have touched the football in this game, they have scored. And this is no exception to it. Taking the kickoff return for a touchdown, once again, Dominic Benson, number 2. As instead of having their first drive of the game, they just say, hey, we're not going to have a drive. We're just going to score the touchdown instead. Now coming up, the PAT attempt. Took a little bit long to set up. As it goes through, it's 62-0 with just 14 ticks off of the clock in this second half. They're able to score.
And I'm not quite sure, but we could be in record territory in terms of yardage, touchdowns. With a score like this, it certainly means that a lot of yards have been gained today.
So 27 points scored in the first quarter of this game for Ventura. Could have been 28 if they made the extra point PAT attempt on one of their touchdowns, but in the second quarter scored 28 points and now just scored their first 7 of the second half to make the score 62-0. Now the Moorpark Raiders having their first possession of the second half right now. Unless they say, hey, we're going to take it back as well.
You never know with people like Kyle Peterson and Vinny Corso. That's definitely a realistic option.
Even though the score stands with a 62-point lead for Ventura College over the Moorpark Raiders, the stands are pretty packed still. There were a few droves of people that did leave the game at halftime, but it seems like the crowd is still fairly well patterned out here in the bleachers as Vinny Corso making some nice moves, cutting back to the other side of the field, has some blocking by Will Boucher, and steps out of bounds at about the 40-yard line.
One thing Vinny Corso is nice at doing when it comes to specialties is he always puts, for the most part, not always, pardon me, for the most part, when he gets the ball in his hands, he's able to put his offense in nice field position. Right now, they're starting the ball off at the 40-yard line.
And I'm interested to see whether it will be Smith or Postler at quarterback. We spoke about that just before half ended.
Yes, and right now, number 16 is out there. It's Ethan Postler. They started the game out with him. Then they substituted Troy Smith for the remainder of the second quarter, and now Postler is back in the I formation under center. He's going to have a fake handoff, pass completed to Will Boucher. Boucher gets past the 40-yard line on the 1st and 10, and he's going to be brought down at the 41-yard line.
Boucher, we've said his name multiple times today, getting a lot of playing time in this game.
So now referees just making sure they are able to put the ball where it's supposed to be. It's going to be a penalty against Ventura and marks them forward for a first down. So technically right now, Moorpark getting another first down in this game, their first of the second half alone. Trips on the right side of the formation, a first down and 10, ball placed at the 44-yard line. Almost a false start, and we saw Postler and Archibald move quick. Archibald is the intended receiver down the field. Is going to fall incomplete, however, and a 2nd and 10 is coming up.
One thing that I would like to see Moorpark do is install Archibald in more of the passing offense that they have. I mean, I know he plays running back, but he almost is like, in a way that we've seen before, you know, he's lethal. He can be used in not only the running game but the passing game. Maybe put him in the slot. You know, maybe even wide out. But one thing that they should definitely do is look at how they can get Archibald the ball in different ways, not just running it.
So now trips on the right side. Same formation with a single back set. Only rushing 4 for Ventura. Postler looking towards the left side of the field. No wide receiver in the area. Archibald was the closest receiver. It looked like he was trying to throw the same route as before.
And you can try some deep balls here because you want to get Pulsar's arm moving. Need to get some openings in space as well on this drive.
Third down and 10 now coming up for Moorpark. Ball at the 44-yard line. Postler dropping back. Looking towards the same side of the field. 3 straight passes. A penalty flag is thrown as the intended receiver was Boucher. There was an interception. At least it looked like he did come down with it. And yes, he did, but there was a penalty flag prior to that.
Not sure what this might be.
And it looked like that was number 25, Keegan Romero, coming up with the interception for Ventura College. Still waiting for the penalty, however, as it looked like it could have been pass interference since Boucher was out there, intended receiver, and it will be pass interference against the defense, which means an automatic first down for Moorpark, and Moorpark keeps the ball.
And they are now in plus territory, so look for them to capitalize with some points here.
And if they're not able to come away with a touchdown, they do have star athletes like Riley Garrett, who we've seen time and time again this year make 40-plus, 47, 49-yard field goals. So
Ethan Postler coming out with a first down and 10, ball at the 29. Gets it to a receiver, Kyle Peterson. There's going to be another penalty flag thrown as he dropped down 1 yard prior to the line of scrimmage. Going to be against the defense, at least that's the official ruling, so it's going to help Moorpark College out right now. 13:49 left in the third quarter of play, 62-0. The score stands, Ventura in the lead.
And it looks like they might go to a more of a run package, or at least a better protection package, as Kyle Peterson just came out and St. Louis Pierre went in. Probably not St., but Louis Pierre.
So it will be a first down and 10 for Moorpark. Another first down, 3 first downs on this drive alone. 2 were gained by penalties. It's going to be a handoff to St. Pierre. He goes straight up the middle past the 15-yard line as the line of scrimmage with the 17. And they march forward for about a 5-yard gain.
So they're inside the red zone. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think for the first time tonight they have cracked into the red zone. So this chance of scoring is very likely here.
Now on the second down, hands it off to St. Pierre once again. It was a second down and 5. Gets to about the 10-yard line.
Trying to go with some power football possibly here, using St. Pierre more often right now on this drive.
So now a third down and 3 coming up for Moorpark College. Same formation in the I.
Maybe a QB sneak possibly?
On a third down and 3, I would think they would most likely try to hand it off, but don't take it past Postler and them to go for that. It's going to be a handoff to the running back, not to the fullback now. Goes straight up the middle, right around the first down marker for Archibald.
See where they mark it here.
And it's going to be a first down for the Raiders. 4 first downs in this drive alone, 2 from penalties. Knocking on the door of the end zone, handed off to St. Pierre on the hurry-up offense as they're able to get inside the 5-yard line.
And what this does with the running game is it could set up a play-action pass if we get to that point.
So now it's going to be a second down and goal, ball at the 4-yard line. For Moorpark, same formation. They're just pounding it down low with this. They're going to pass it. It's going to be a touchdown, but there is a penalty prior to the play. So far right now, it was a touchdown for Moorpark, but we're awaiting the penalty. And if you're hearing this right now, you hear a few of the Moorpark fans. Moorpark is traveling to this game for the Citrus Cup, as it will be a tight end for the Raiders. Louis St. Pierre came up with a touchdown catch from Ethan Postler, giving them their first points of the game for the Raiders.
And that's always a great thing when you're able to avoid a shutout as a team. It definitely shows that Moorpark has life, and as the second half has progressed, I mean, already the best drive we've seen of the game, and it starts right here in the second half of this game.
So now coming out to attempt the PAT. That's number 99, Riley Garrett from Moorpark. The kick is up, and it is straight through the uprights. It's good. The Moorpark Raiders putting 7 up on the board, and if you're hearing this right now, you hear the Moorpark Raider fans showing some spirit. I even see some of the people dancing in the stands. Usually you don't see that when you're down by so much, by 55, but still, it's good to see fans showing some spirit, fans showing some love for the team, and you don't know, maybe Moorpark will try to make a comeback. Obviously down by a lot, but hey, if you're able to get some points up on the board, that's a great feeling not only for your fans, but for the players out there and everybody else.
Well, and we have to remember, too, that a lot of these fans are parents of these players, so they get to see their kids score, which also gives an extra feeling of enthusiasm to them as well. So it's great to see on that point.
And that is a good point. Most of the fans, as you mentioned, family members, maybe even friends, maybe in the same class. Also just people that love Moorpark College or love Ventura College on the other side when they're scoring their touchdowns and people are cheering for them. As now here comes the kickoff. The only time Moorpark has kicked the ball off that has not been from just halftime occurring.
Looks like it went out of bounds before it hit the end zone. That's why the flag has come out.
So Ventura College will have the football at the 35 to start out their first drive of the second half. Only their 7th drive of the game. Moorpark just completed their 10th drive of this game, but that's because they turned the football over twice so far, and then they also had 2 blocked punts against them. So that's why there's a little discrepancy in how many drives. Also, the kickoff return for a touchdown caused a discrepancy in drives for both teams. As now dropping back to pass, we have a new quarterback in for Ventura College. He goes to the far sideline, able to get right around the first down marker, setting up a 2nd down and 1.
And that's Antonio Brown again, just like we talked about, picking up where they left off, going back to their primary receiver of the end of the second quarter, Antonio Brown. That's his 4th grab on the day alone in the last 6 to 7 minutes.
Davis Pinkston, number 8, is the quarterback in. 6'2", 225-pound freshman. Hands it off, going straight up the middle, able to get a first down for Ventura with 11.5 minutes left in the game. Correction, 11.5 minutes left in the third quarter. There's going to be Ventura with the first down. It's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 50 from midfield.
And Ventura could really use their whole playbook here.
David Pinkston, as we mentioned, new quarterback in, stacked receivers. Going to go to Antonio Brown on the wide receiver screen, able to get past the midfield and get down at the 46-yard line for a 4-yard gain on the play.
Brown has looked very impressive since we've seen him come into this game. He's caught many passes and shown a lot of his skill set today.
He's now setting up a 2nd down and 6. 10:45 left in the third quarter and counting. Single back set. Trips on the right side of the formation. Going to the far side. Able to get a first down and a little more as they were faking the wide receiver screen to Brown on the near side. That was number 14, Corey Patterson, the reception.
And that was a nice job by Patterson, breaking a tackle, moving his feet. We talked about wrapping up. When you wrap up, you've got to drive to take down, some of these taller athletes, especially in the wide receiver position. But Patterson able to move his feet, break the tackle, pick up the first.
And correction, that was actually number 12, Colby Barnes on the reception. It's going to be a handoff. Up the middle is going to be stopped behind the 30-yard line.
That was a nice run there by Tyrese Golar from Grace Brother in high school, a premier athlete, along with so many other running backs they have, like Duckett and Gil Scott.
And that just shows, again, the depth that we've seen at each position, really, today for Ventura.
Yes, and that's number 35, Tyrese Golar, 6'1", 215 running back. He's a sophomore. As you mentioned, Nick, out of Grace Brethren. Grace Brethren High School, if you ever watch a game about them, those games are less than 2 hours long because they run the football the whole time. So he's definitely coming out of good company on that second down. Pass is completed to Antonio Brown. He kind of slithers under his people's legs, it almost seems like, as he's able to evade the tackles, get a first down off the wide receiver screen.
Now, one thing that I kind of wonder, or I'm looking to see as the season comes near an end, is I wonder how Ventura is going to install Antonio Brown. Now, of course, they are up by a lot, and that's one reason why he's in. But what he's been able to do every single time he's gotten the ball proves that he definitely could be taking some reps with the starters.
9:10 left in the third quarter and counting. 62-7 lead for the Pirates. 1st and 10. Ball at the 23 is going to be a handoff up the middle for Golar. Golar just going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
If you're Moorpark, you want to take that bend but don't break mentality near field goal range here. Want to at least try and force a field goal.
That was Jalen Valawaga that came up with the tackle, along with guys like number 44, Mike Anthony Monet. And on the second down and 10, trips on the left side. Draws back to passes. Pinkston. Pinkston hits him for a wide receiver screen. That was Antonio Brown, but he dropped the pass. That was a forward pass, however, so that's why it's incomplete, setting up a 3rd and 10. Eight and a half minutes left in the third quarter. Seems like they're staying in bounds. They're either going with the run or short pass completions to just run this clock out. As obviously by that pass incompletion, the clock will stop. Now Pinkston looking down the field to the near side, able to hit Antonio Brown. Almost looked like he stepped out of bounds, but he's going to be dropped.
Nice gang tackle there by Tavius James, Mike Anthony Monet, and a couple others. Jalen Turner might have been in on that tackle. That's a great thing to see, is when all hats are flying to the ball.
Yeah, number 24, Antoine Wynn, also came up with a big hit as well, setting up a 4th down and 8. Ball at the 21-yard line. First field goal attempt of the game for the Pirates. We've only seen PATs out of them as they continually score touchdowns. 7:50 left in the third quarter. There's going to be a 38-yard attempt. The kick is up. And it looks like it has enough leg, but it is going to be no good.
And there's some more momentum built up on the Moorpark sideline there, coming away with the first score of the game. Now, on top of that, they have their first stop of the game. So there's definitely some chemistry building on the defensive side for Moorpark. And overall, it seems that the players are playing together a lot more than we saw in the first half.
That was number 37, Kyle Continente. He's a kicker. 6'1", 180, sophomore out of Mission Prep High School. He missed that 38-yard attempt, so Moorpark Raiders will now have the football with just above 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter. A 62-7 lead for the Ventura College Pirates over the Moorpark Raiders here on your coverage of Moorpark College football on the Moorpark Raider live stream for the 51st Annual Citrus Cup.
Now, if you're both sides can afford to work through some of the plays they may not normally call due to the score. They can use different schemes, things you may not normally see during the course of a game. So it's going to be interesting to see if they go with that.
Postler still in the game. Fake handoff. Pass is completed to St. Pierre. St. Pierre puts his helmet down, gets forward past the 25-yard line. That's where he's going to be brought down for about a 4-yard gain.
And one thing that you can do if you're the Moorpark offense is you can build confidence in your quarterbacks. And what I mean by that is going with quick plays, just like these quick outs, maybe a hitch route, slants, these easy patterns that will instill confidence into Postler and Smith.
We actually have an injured player down on the field. It's a Ventura Pirate. He's actually right here on the bottom of your screen. down at the 25-yard line while we do have a break in the action. Hopefully he is okay. Hopefully he's able to get up on his own power. You never want to see any injuries, no matter what team there is. But while we do have a break in the action, we're going to thank a few of our sponsors right now. Can't do without you for the Moorpark Raider live stream and Moorpark College Athletics. The U.S. Army. Go on business trips with a company like no other at the U.S. Army. Big Brand Tire and Service. At Big Brand Tire and Service, big means go. A proud corporate partner of Moorpark College Athletics. Rise up. Wells Fargo Bank. At Wells Fargo, we are recommitting to help all of our customers succeed financially. Wells Fargo, established in 1852 and reestablished in 2018. UCLA Health is a proud sponsor of Moorpark College Athletics, with neighborhood offices in Simi Valley, Porter Ranch, Thousand Oaks, and Westlake Village. The very best care is now closer to you at UCLA Health. It begins with you. Harley's Simi Bowl is your home for the Moorpark College Raider Athletics, offering billiards, bowling, arcade, and rock and roll pizza. Full-service sports lounge featuring Raiders happy hour every night from 6 to 10 p.m., except on weekends. Cosmic College Night Bowling is Thursday. All you can bowl for $8 from 9 p.m. to midnight. At Harley's Simi Bowl and In-N-Out Burger. Freshness you can taste. In-N-Out Burger. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors. Now we're back to the action as the injured Ventura College Pirate was able to get off the field. Hopefully he's okay.
And that was Isaiah Battis coming up on that injury. Great to see him get up on his own 2 feet.
So now, right now, the Moorpark Raiders are faced with a 2nd down and 6. Ball's placed at the 25-yard line. I formation for Postler. Pressure is coming, and he's going to be brought down with his jersey. Great sack from the Pirates.
And the Pirates have been able to get pressure on the quarterback pretty much all day. Great defensive line play from them.
And that was number 47, Brett Moyer, the 6'2", 240 D-end, coming up on that sack.
So with that sack, it's now setting up a 3rd down and 12 off of 6 yards. Ball placed at their own 19-yard line inside their own red zone. 6:45 left in the 3rd quarter and counting. Trips on the right side of the formation. Posser under center. Fake handoff. Looks middle. Passes incomplete. Looks like it was juggled off of a Ventura College Pirate. That's why Vinny Corso couldn't put his hands on it.
Also, it looked like there was a lot of speed on that pass, which could have helped with the in terms of the deflection as well.
And that was a nice pass breakup by Jeremiah Noonery, the linebacker, out of St. Bonaventure, Ventura.
So now, with a 4th down and 12, Ethan Postler is in. He's spread out wide at the wide receiver position. Vinny Corso is in at quarterback, but he's just going to punt the football. A little trickery there from the Moorpark Raiders as it bounces all the way down to the 32-yard line. I was wondering if Vinny Corso was going to do a lateral pass to Postler and he was going to launch it down the field, but they just go for a punt.
And that's a quick kick is what you call that right there. You catch the defense off guard. You know, you bring out your quarterback, and what you do is you quick punt it real fast to keep the defense from having a chance to return it.
And Ryan, I believe we saw that in the El Camino game as well. When Vinny was also in at quarterback, they had asked him to punt.
And they did ask him to punt, you are right, Justin, during that El Camino game. That's partially because he was also quarterback, and they wanted to display a little trickery. After a while, they knew that Vinny was probably going to punt it, however, but it worked this time. Max protection right now for the quarterback for Ventura College. He takes it himself on a 1st down and 10. Able to get a good gain on that play. That was once again Davis Pinkston, number 8, the quarterback in right now.
Davis Pinkston, though he doesn't get as much playing time as some of the other quarterbacks here, he has some serious wheels if he's able to get outside the pocket. He used to be the starting quarterback at Simi Valley High School, and even back then he was able to show his phenomenal skill when it comes to the running side.
6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, still a 62-7 lead. It's going to be a handoff. Trying to get room on the outside, but a great tackle by the Raiders, able to stop him.
There is a flag.
They might call a horse collar just because of the way that Ivory Jackson took him down on that one.
It did look like that could have possibly called for a penalty, and it looks like it will. And it's going to be a face mask. Obviously, when you're diving forward to try to tackle a player, sometimes your hands get locked up there. So it will be a penalty against the Raiders. Now a first down for Ventura, as that's their first down of their 8th drive of the game right now, their second of the second half, as they had 2 first downs their previous drive of this half as they missed a 38-yard field goal. So now coming up on a first down and 10, ball placed at the 47-yard line inside enemy territory. Hits the wide receiver screen, but Moorpark was ready for it, able to dive forward and bat that ball down.
Certainly telegraphed by Moorpark's defense right there. Ready for the screen. They were able to send pretty much multiple defenders to the ball.
That was number 33, Dylan Chong, that he was able to see where the football was going, and he was able to bat it down. Great job by him. One of the star players on the defense that doesn't get too much recognition. Setting up a second down and 10. Ball still at the 47. Pistol formation. Hands it off straight at the middle. Able to get to about the 44-yard line. Gil Scott Jackson, the running back in right now.
That was a nice stuff by the entire defensive line for the Moorpark Raiders, stopping that run for just a gain of 2 yards. 3 yards, pardon me.
Look for a pass. It's still too early to start running out the clock. We're in the third quarter. We have another quarter to play, so they're still going to be throwing the football here.
Now coming up on a third down and 7, 5:10 left in the third quarter of action. Drawing back to pass. Pinkston finds his wide receiver wide open as Braxton Rogers was on the coverage. Number 24, however, Antoine Wynn is out of the game right now. His left arm was kind of going limp, and he's being seen by trainers. Hopefully he's okay. One of the star defensive players for Moorpark.
That was a nice route by Corey Patterson, giving him that quick head nod to get outside and pick up that first down.
Second first down of this drive alone. Now a first down and 10, ball on the 33-yard line. 4:40 left in the third quarter. Marching forward are the Pirates. Faked it to the right. Ivory Jackson chasing. Able to get a little check down pass for a few yards as there's multiple penalty flags being thrown on the field.
Looks like a jump pass.
Yeah, what that was almost a setup, almost like a play action, but more just a look off as they ran the swing route, just kind of trying to drive and draw the defense to the right side of the field and then hit his check down for the screen, but it was a broken play, it looked to be.
So it's going to be a second down. They waved off the flags. One thing that I always like, these referees doing a good job out here, but one thing that I do like is when the referees make a call, or let's say it's a call that wasn't the right one, or let's say it was a flag that shouldn't have been thrown, when they call it off just as they did there, it shows the humanity of the referee position and how they also mess up as well, but also shows that they're willing to be humble enough to pull it back. So I do like to see that out of the referees, which is great to actually visualize out here, as on the second down and 5, they're able to get the pass completion just 1 yard shy of the first down marker.
And Ryan, to piggyback off your point, not just the humanity, but the willingness to...
It's going to hand it off on that third down and short, just able to get off of a tackle, breaks one, and is able to get a gain of 1 or 2. It looks like he has enough for the first down, though.
As I was saying, to get compromise and the ability to talk together, to see what's right, and to get different viewpoints is important.
Exactly, it is very important, as Tyrese Golar was able to get right down the first down line. But as you were mentioning, it is good to get the different viewpoints, and when they're able to meet and they're able to see that it was not a penalty, wave it off. It's always good to be able to see that. So great job by the referees tonight, able to even witness if they do make a call that's not supposed to be there, they're able to call it off. Third first down of the drive alone. First and 10, ball at the 22-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Gil Scott Jackson, dives forward just around the line of scrimmage.
And as you alluded to earlier, Justin, I know you said it was too early to go to the run game and start to run the clock out. But it definitely does look like they are headed that way. That's the third or fourth run in a row that they've gone to. Third run in a row.
And I also think it has to do with where they are on the field. When you're at the 40, you want to at least get into field goal range, which is where they were, or near where they were before. So now that they're there, they can afford to run the ball a little bit more because they're in the red zone or near it.
Lorenzo Bernardi coming off the field. His helmet flew off in the previous play, and he was still on the field the next play, but now he's out as the referee's making sure he gets off the field right there. 2nd and 10, fake handoff, pass is completed on the slant route. Multiple Raiders trying to bring him down. Landon Alatorre and company coming up with the tackle. Juan Gacton was able to come up with the reception.
And Ventura could go to multiple plays here. They can go play action. They can go run up the middle. There's multiple options in their playbook they can turn to.
In the pistol on the 3rd down and 1. 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Still a 62-7 lead for the Ventura College Pirates over the Moorpark Raiders. Option play, pitches it back to the running back, dives forward for the first down. It looks like Gil Scott Jackson has just enough to move the markers, move the chains.
And what was important on that play was the quarterback held the football to the last possible moment and then decided to pitch it, which means you can draw the defense as much as you can and then leave as much open space to get that first down.
And speaking about last possible moment, he was hit when he pitched when he pitched the football back to the running back. I mean, you can't wait any longer than that as a quarterback. 1st and 10, ball at the 12. Quarterback keeper off the fake handoff, able to get inside the 10. Bullies forward to about the 8-yard line, and it's going to be a 2nd down for the Pirates.
And Gil Scott Jackson sold that fake beautifully right there. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys. My eyes followed him for the first couple of steps as he faked the dive, and that's what great running backs do. When they're not getting the ball and they run the same as when they do get the ball, that's how you draw defenses away.
So now on the 2nd down and 6, ball at the 8-yard line. Going to be a handoff, fake handoff, however. Straight up the middle, Pinkston trying to get to the first down marker, and it looks like he's going to be 1 yard shy, stopped at the 3.
And I am wondering, as you said, if Pinkston will be in for the rest of the game here. We've seen a lot of him in this half. They may be looking to get a skill set from him as well.
I think when you're up by this score, you take advantage of that and you develop some of your other players in game-like scenarios. So I think we will see him again.
Could be a fake handoff. Quarterback takes it once again. On the 3rd down and 1, he's going to be stopped just shy of the first down marker. 4th down coming up for the Pirates. 62-7 lead with just above a minute left.
This presents an interesting scenario because you could go for it based on where you are on the field, or you could kick a field goal. So we'll see what Ventura decides to do here.
So officially it's going to be a 4th down and 2.
Does look to have their field goal unit out there.
Yeah, it looks like they're setting up for a 21-yard field goal attempt. Trying to put the score up to 65-7. Here comes the field goal attempt on the 21-yarder. The kick is up, and it's no good. 2 back-to-back missed field goal kicks from the Pirates. One was a 38-yarder, and the other was a 21-yarder.
Now, in the second half alone, the Moorpark defense has played much better. We talked about bending but not breaking. Right there, they looked to be like they were bending, but they didn't even have to bend as Ventura misses the 2nd straight field goal in a row. So in this second half alone, the Moorpark defense has given up no points. Now, of course, the opening play of the second half, there was a touchdown taken back, but that was on the special teams unit. The defense alone has given up no points in the second half compared to the roughly 30-40 in the first half.
So now a 1st down and 10 for the Raiders. Ball at the 20. Handoff straight up the middle as Postler is still in, carrying the pile. Wow! And he's still on his feet past the 35. Going to be brought down to the 39-yard line. I mean, that takes a lot of heart to be able to run the football that way.
The power on display right there. What a run, able to carry defenders. And that's an example of almost making something out of nothing, being able to carry the pile like that.
And that was Louis St. Pierre on the carry. The tight end acting as a fullback gets the ball once again on a 1st down and 10.
Almost an identical call right there, trying to go for it again. Gets another good gain.
It's going to be a 2nd down and 5 now. Moorpark ball placed at their own 44. As the 3rd quarter clock comes to an end, the Ventura College Pirates up 62-7 on the Moorpark Raiders with just one more quarter to play in the 51st Annual Citrus Cup. While we do have a break in the action, we're going to thank a few more of our sponsors once again. We can't do without our sponsors here for Moorpark College Athletics or here on the Moorpark Raider live stream. Moorpark Center for Dentistry, changing the way people feel about going to the dentist every single day. At Moorpark Center for Dentistry, we love supporting our community. DCH Lexus of Oxnard, proudly supporting education in Moorpark College football. Lexus, experience amazing. PennyMac, let us tackle all your mortgage needs at PennyMac, the lender you can call home. PennyMac. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Southern California Light Powered for 125 years. IBEW Local 47 is a proud supporter of Moorpark College Raiders. DCH Auto Group, delivering customer happiness. And Corner Bakery Cafe in the Simi Town Center, proud to support Moorpark College football, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and catering. Go to Corner Bakery Cafe. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors. Now we're back with 4th quarter action here at the 51st Annual Citrus Cup, a 62-7 lead for the Ventura College Pirates over the Moorpark Raiders. Fake handoff, pass completed to Archibald. It was a lateral on the 2nd down and 5. There's going to be a penalty flag, able to get the 1st down on the play prior to the penalty flag being thrown.
He was able to get the edge, but this may be coming back.
If it does hold up, that proves to the point that we were talking about earlier, how getting Archibald the ball in any way possible can tremendously benefit the Moorpark offense.
So it's going to back them up off of the holding penalty. And we're now going to see a long down right now. Should still be a 2nd down. And yeah, it's going to be a 2nd down and 7. Previously a 2nd and 5. But able to get the 1st down on the play. Postler with the snap, and there's going to be a penalty.
And a false start right there. It's going to move him back even more now. A longer 2nd down. In this situation, you might want to look for a screen pass, get some of the yardage back.
And it has worked out pretty well for Moorpark with the screen pass play. Bringing up a 2nd down and 12 for the Raiders off of that penalty, false start. I formation. Postler under center, gets hit as he threw the football. Louis St. Pierre with the reception, dives into the defender and is able to get about 4 yards prior to the 1st down marker.
And that was kind of a weird throw because it almost looked like it was intended for number 85, Samson Olajid.
So now in the 3rd down and 3. I formation once again. There is a fumble on the play. Looks like both of the lines jumped. Going to see what their ruling is.
It's a matter of who jumped first in this scenario.
It's going to be offsides on the defense, so no fumble, 1st down Raiders.
Keeping the drive alive here.
Second 1st down of the drive alone with 3:52 left in the game. Still down 62-7 off of 2 missed field goals from Ventura. Could have been 68-7, but 62-7 the score stands.
And if we look at the second half score alone, it's actually a very close ball game. I mean, it's tied at 7-7. So second half, Moorpark has played exceptionally well.
So with the first down and 10, ball in enemy territory at the 49, I formation, fake handoff, drawing back to pass, and it's intercepted by Ventura. Taking it back, he has blockers in front of him. It looks like he's going to take it all the way back for a touchdown. There are penalty flags thrown, however, but able to take it back. That's Dondre Baker, number 28, the linebacker we were speaking about prior during the pregame show, and there are penalties once again.
If this holds up, it looked like Pulsler didn't see the linebacker coming across there, and he threw the ball into coverage in that scenario.
And once again, Pulsler was hit as he threw the football, too. So unnecessary roughness on the return team. Off of the return, it's still going to be Ventura football since the penalty occurred after the interception, but it's just not going to be a touchdown.
And what's tough is Moorpark's defense is now going to be on the field again, not getting as much rest as they may have wanted to, so they're going to have to make a stand here.
And it seems like the defense has been on the field almost the majority of the game. You can say that maybe they haven't been on the field as much as you would assume because Ventura has been able to score their touchdowns pretty quickly, but still when you're running up and down the field, that distance is going to take a lot out of you, and has taken a lot out of them so far.
They've also scored many defensive touchdowns too, which can add to that.
First down and 10, ninth drive of the game for Ventura College. Going to be a handoff straight up the middle. Another penalty flag thrown from the 40-yard line with 13-12 left in the game.
We've seen a lot of penalties tonight on both sides of the ball.
It's going to be holding against the offense, bringing them back 10 yards, setting up a long first down.
And obviously no penalty is good for your team. But if you are Ventura, this is the time where you may be able to afford them, given that you're up 62-7 here.
So now, first down and 10. Correction, first down and 20, 10 yards prior to the original line of scrimmage, so first down and 20 for Ventura. Ball at their own 30-yard line, just under 13 minutes left in the game. Quick screenplay pass to the wide receiver, Antonio Brown, able to get 6 yards on the play.
Chung on the tackle right there. We've said his name a couple times. Now that he's been in the game, we'll see if he's featured a little bit more here.
Second down now coming up. Second down and 14. Drawn back to pass, has nowhere to go, but throws it down the field. Is able to find his man. He steps out of bounds. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 34-yard line for the first down, Ventura. That's coming to the running back, number 35, that we've seen him featured in this game, Tyrese Golar, 6'1", 215 sophomore. That's the one we mentioned that was out of Grace Brethren. It's going to be a handoff. Trying to see if the quarterback wanted to keep the football as well. Another penalty flag is thrown. Another penalty flag is thrown also after the play as well.
And you're right, Ryan. I wasn't sure if the quarterback wanted to keep it. It ended up being an okay turnout for Ventura there, but it could have just been, again, you're supposed to keep the ball as long as possible before handing it off, trying to draw the defense as well.
Gil Scott Jackson was there on the carry, number 22. Looks like he had a late hit out of bounds against him. That's why that last flag was thrown. Still seeing what the ruling is going to be from the referees because there was another flag previously as well. About to get it right now. It was holding against the offense. That was one of the penalties. And it was a hit out of bounds, as I alluded to, for the second penalty flag. And that penalty is going to be more yardage than the Ventura penalty, so it is going to be personal yardage for Ventura as a 10-yard penalty for the holding, and then a 15-yard penalty for the personal foul.
And I believe number 29, it's very hard to see the jersey, but I believe number 29, Jacob Zamora, has come into the game as a defensive back.
Automatic first down off of the penalty. So it's going to be a first down and 10. Ball at the 27-yard line, 11:45 left in the game and counting. 2 first drives on this drive alone. One off of an actual run and another off of penalty. That's going to be a handoff up to Golar. Going to be stopped just around the line of scrimmage, setting up a 2nd and 10.
And Ventura, again, right on the fringe of field goal range. If you're Moorpark here, you're looking to really stop them on this set of downs to try and make it difficult to kick here.
So they're going to say it was a loss of 1, so a 2nd down and 11 now coming up. Ball at the 28-yard line for the Pirates. Another handoff to Golar up the middle, able to get past the 25. Further into Raider territory. They're going to say he's brought down the 24-yard line.
The Pirates definitely starting to run the clock out now as we head into just under 11 minutes left in this ball game. It looks to be that they will just continue this pattern and push heavily with the run.
And I think it's the right move, considering you're up by this much. You're just trying to run the clock down, as you said, Nick.
So now with the 3rd down, it's going to be a 3rd down and 7. Drawing back to pass. Nowhere to go. Rolls out to the right side. Pressure is coming. Throws it away, as he will throw it about 10 yards shy of the receiver.
And that was nice pressure by DJ Turner. Nowhere to go. Good coverage by the Moorpark secondary. And Pinkston had nothing to do but throw that ball away.
But Pinkston did recognize the pressure and was able to step away from it, which is very important to say there, because that way he was able to keep the play alive and try and make something happen. Great recognition there by Pinkston.
And Pinkston also not giving up a sack as well. Setting up for a 4th and 7. They're going for it. Looks to the left side and overthrows the receiver. Kind of throws it up there like a volleyball height. Some volleyball players can touch 12.5. And this receiver couldn't, so he couldn't get his hands around the football. So it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Moorpark, once again, the defense coming up on a huge 4th down. At least huge in the essence of how they've been playing this second half. Only still giving the shutout to Ventura in the second half alone.
So now a 1st down and 10 coming up for the Moorpark Raiders. You'll see if you're looking at the field, number 10, Troy Smith, is now out here at quarterback. No more Ethan Posler, at least on this drive alone. Smith looking across the middle, able to get it to his receiver, makes a nice move, steps out of bounds, able to get the 1st down. That was number 81, Jalil Lipkin, on the reception.
And Moorpark can capitalize here because Ventura may play soft coverage, which gives them more openings on out routes.
Now a 1st down and 10 for the Raiders. Ball at their own 39-yard line. Troy Smith, number 10, still quarterback. Press coverage on the near side. Troy Smith rolling out to the left side of the field. Throws it deep down the field, and it's going to be incomplete. Number 23, Kenneth Stewart, was the intended receiver as it falls incomplete. So that's going to set up a 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders.
And even though it's not accurate, Smith definitely has a cannon that we haven't really noticed up until maybe last week. This week he's definitely shown that he can air it out. Now with accuracy, that's the question.
And good point there, as that ball was overthrown almost a dozen yards as Jeremiah Creation rolls out. There is a penalty flag thrown. The pass is completed off of the 2nd down and 10. That was number 85 as he continued to push the pile forward. Samson Olahide As he's able to get the first down, there's a penalty flag thrown prior to the play and just thrown right now after the play's completion.
The flag thrown prior might have been an offsides. I think Smith tried to go with a hard count on that play.
I'm thinking it might also be because of Jeremiah Creation being the man in motion. It didn't look like he got set prior to...
That could be true, yeah.
So unsportsmanlike conduct against Moorpark, and the previous penalty was also against them. Going to be second down now.
Are both those penalties assessed, or do they choose between the two?
I believe, well, they're at least going to go back. So will be both the penalties assessed. You saw them go back 5 yards for the false start, and then you saw them go back 15 more. So you are right, Justin, as you were trying to see whether it was one assessed or both. It is going to be both. They're all the way back at the 19. Wow.
Second and
30.
Yeah, second and long.
Very long.
But we'll just clarify if it's 30 or not. As Troy Smith is driving back to pass, going to be a screen play. Going to be brought down for about a 1 yard gain, if any. And correction, he was actually dropped down to 15. So a loss of 4.
So at this point, you may see a conservative play call with a run, or again, try another screen pass. But when you're backed up inside your own 20, it's very difficult to run your offense.
And that was a second down and 30, and it is now a third down and 34. As Troy Smith has nowhere to go, he's going to take it himself. Rolling out to the near side, a penalty flag is thrown once again. And for some reason, that penalty flag looks a little more orange than a yellow. Yeah.
I was like,
at least for the duration of the game, they looked a little more yellow, except for that one. Maybe playing with the
lighting here.
Exactly. Could be the lighting. Maybe playing with the colors of Ventura College as well.
As you know, we are here in the evening, which means the lights are on so that our spectators can also see the field of play. So
with that penalty being thrown off of a third down and 34, there's 8:38 left in the remainder of this game. 62-7. The score stands. Ventura Pirates are up on the Moorpark Raiders big time.
So if this penalty is on Moorpark, look, probably going to be declined here.
It's unnecessary roughness against the Raiders. And they are going to say it's still third down. So they are actually going to accept the penalty.
This is a huge, fourth down now?
Yes.
Well, and this could be a byproduct of field position here, because if they're punting, it could help Ventura stay near midfield if they don't pick this up.
They're now from the 8-yard line. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a third down. Third down and 41. You heard that right. Third down and 41 yards. Troy Smith drawing back to pass. Pressure's coming. A little screen pass play. Able to get the completion. That's Archibald. He's going to be knocked out of bounds just past the 15-yard line.
And right there, what you want to do is you just want to pick up a couple extra yards to give Steven Gomez some breathing room so he's not pinned up against his own goalpost. So that was a good job of picking up a nice chunk of 10 yards, 5 to 10 yards, just to give Steven Gomez a little bit more breathing room when he punts.
Also,
unless they go for it.
Also, great play by Smith not to get tackled back in his own end zone for a safety.
And Vinny Corso is in the Wildcat formation right now. He's under center.
And he's actually going to punt it. We have seen that in the past on long fourth downs, that he will be the quarterback in. DJ Turner just trying to stop it. Correction, I think it's Antoine Wynn, as there's a penalty flag thrown on the field.
And Corso actually had, I believe, another punt in this game. There's another flag coming out right there.
Yeah, with all these penalty flags being thrown, still 7:37 to be exact, 7 minutes, 37 seconds left in the game. Score still stands of a 62-7 lead for the Pirates. They're just trying to make sure they get the call correct. Penalty against the return team. So it's still going to be a first down, but a 15-yard penalty is going to occur.
Did they pick up the other flag? Because I did see another one on the field.
That could have possibly been from another referee seeing the same one, but I do see what you mentioned. There were 2 penalty flags and only 1 penalty called. But it's going to be a first down and 10, ball on their own 39-yard line for the Ventura College Pirates coming out. Moorpark so far this half able to put up their first points of the game off of a touchdown from Ethan Postler to Luis St. Pierre. And then Ventura able to return the opening kickoff of the half back for a touchdown and then missed 2 field goals, 38-yarder and a 21-yarder, to be tied 7-7 for the second half. A little quick pass is completed. That's number 14 on the reception, Corey Patterson. That's dropped almost immediately. The official score right now, as we've been mentioning, 62-7, however.
Giovanni D'Arienzo, who we haven't talked about too much tonight, came flying in there head first, but once again didn't wrap up. And because he didn't wrap up, they were able to break that and pick up actual yard instead of losing 3-4.
Look for Ventura to continue to run here with 7:07 and counting. They have the ability to run out the clock here.
Second down and 9 coming up for the Pirates. Going to be a handoff once again. Cutting back towards the middle, but kind of stay on the outside a little bit. Drop down at the original line of scrimmage is number 35, Tyrese Golar. Looks like there's an injured Raider down on the field. Hopefully he's okay. One thing that you love to see right there, at least from what I just saw, is the Ventura Pirates, one of the athletes was coming up to the injured Raider and asking if he was okay, or at least checking up on him. That's one thing that you like to see. No matter how many penalties are thrown, no matter how high these tempers are, no matter how much they flare, both coaches keeping their cool, both coaches keeping their teams keeping their cool as well, and even players offering help a little bit to the injured player on the other team. That's always great to see. So it was awesome to be able to see these players kind of coming together a little bit. That was Sean Iapola. That was injured, number 72, that just got walked off the field. Now on a third down and 10, passing it. It looks to be just incomplete, almost intercepted by the Raiders off of Pinkston's pass. Now going to set up a fourth down for the Pirates.
They went for it on their last drive. I don't think they'll go for it again here based on where they are on the field, but it would present an interesting dynamic, to say the least.
And if we look at the second half alone, I think that Moorpark has definitely adjusted. I know that Ventura has put in some of their backups, but, I mean, both sides have actually been playing much – Moorpark's been playing much better the second half, and Ventura's been doing a good job of getting their backups in, like Antonio Brown and Pinkston. A couple others let them shine. So, overall, there's a flag on the play. It has been a more interesting and more exciting second half.
The penalty on the play is going to be delay of game against the offense. Just about 6.5 minutes left in the game. 62-7 lead still here for the Pirates as the clock's still running. And it's going to be running off for the duration of this game, as we're seeing. Vinny Corso, number 12, punt returner, back to receive it for the Raiders. Trying to give him some extra blockers while bringing 4 back, including Braxton Rogers and Lorenzo Bernardi. Takes a little bit of a Moorpark bounce after hitting the 25-yard line, and it's going to be Moorpark Raider ball at the 27. So just under 6 minutes left. Raiders have 7 points so far, maybe trying to get some more up on the board for the 51st Annual Citrus Cup. Number 10, Troy Smith, still out there, the quarterback.
Number 70, Brian Woodard, has run onto the field as well.
Star left tackle for the team. That's going to be a first down and 10 at the 27. Pass is completed on the near side. A little stiff arm move. It's going to be a penalty flag as number 81, Jalil Lipkin, came up with a reception. Another penalty, as I mentioned, however. High penalty game. They're actually waving off the penalty. You saw the referee kind of waving his towel, the pink towel that he had, to display that they were calling the penalty off. It will be a first down for Moorpark. So on the first down and 10, ball placed at their own 38-yard line, rolling outside of the pocket to the left-hand side, far sideline. Passing it in triple covered, and it looks like it's intercepted by the Pirates.
Moorpark secondary coming away with another interception on the day. They have been playing all on the same page. They're all flowing together. The chemistry for the Ventura team, you can see, is just – it just shows. The way that they play like brothers. They're very sound and in tune.
And that's the second, I believe, tip ball we've seen today that has been picked off. We saw one earlier that was a very miraculous play to me near the sideline that was able to be taken back for a very large gain. So they've been hunting the football, as they say today, has Ventura.
Number 30, Calvin Williams, 5'10", 180-pound freshman defensive back. The corner came up with the interception. First down and 10 from the 45-yard line inside enemy territory. Hands it off, gets a couple on the gain. This is their 11th drive of the contest for Ventura College. 5:15 left in the game and counting. It's going to be a second down and 7 for the Pirates. Stacked receivers on the left side of the formation with trips, looking for the screen, going opposite direction on the right side, able to spin forward, just shy of the first down, it looks like. Going to be a penalty flag thrown on the far side of the field.
It's just 5 minutes.
It's going to be a face mask penalty against Moorpark, so it's going to push them to a first down.
And just 5 minutes left in this game here. Ventura continues to run the clock down as they look to finish this game off.
And don't expect anything less. I mean, with 5 minutes left, it is the practical move to make, running the football.
So as we've been mentioning throughout the game, Ventura College has a lead in the series of 29-21, looking for a team's 30th victory. That's what Ventura College is looking for tonight. As they're able to hand it off straight to the middle, almost gets to the 10-yard line off of the first down and 10, and it looks to be another first down for the Pirates. And it will be. So it's going to be a first down and 10 for Ventura College. Ball placed at the 11-yard line, just under 4.5 minutes left in the game. It's going to be a handoff. Quarterback should have kept it, however, at least I believe on that one. Golar able to get to the outside. Penalty flags are being thrown, however.
Corey Patterson laid a block there, kind of a low blow. I think that's one reason why they're going to throw that penalty flag right there.
Still trying to.
Would that mean it's a chop block or a clipping?
Or maybe a defenseless player. I'm not sure. No, it wouldn't be that.
So it is going to be a penalty of.
Maybe unnecessary roughness.
And it's going to back them up 15 yards. Bringing them back right now. 4:15 left in the game. Score still stands, as we've been stating. So now on the first down is going to be about a first down and 24, they're calling it as. excuse me, first down and 25. That's a correction. On the outside, getting past the 25-yard line, going to be brought down at about the 20. That's Golar once again on the carry.
If anything, Ventura may just look for 3 points here. We've discussed the fact that they are going to run the football. So with that in mind, if they are in field goal range, they may just take 3 if they have the opportunity.
It's going to be interesting to see if they trust their kicker. So far, a missed 38-yarder and a missed 21-yarder. And now on the second down and long, about a second down and 18 as he's brought down with the sack. Raiders coming up with 1.
That was Mike Anthony Monette, one of the stars for the Moorpark defense, coming up with a nice sack to bring the Pirates back even further.
Yeah, that was actually Jalen Valawaga coming up with it, number 94. Mike Anthony Monette also coming up with some nice plays on the defensive side of the field.
And that changes the entire game plan for this drive now because they backed them up to a point where on the fringe of field goal range, and they may either just look for a swing pass, maybe even a QB draw, if they're still looking to run the ball.
Third down and long, third down and 25 to be exact. Empty backfield set, trips on the left side. Quick pass is completed, runs over to the defender, but it's still stopped shy of the first down marker, about 15 yards shy of it. 2:20 left in the game. Two first downs so far in this drive as they've been marching down the field for Ventura College. Still having the offense out there. Wouldn't be surprised if they go for it, as their main objective is just running out the clock right now. Just under 2 minutes left, 1:53 to be exact. 62-7, score still stands. Single back set, looking for the left side. It's up, and it's going to be incomplete. Good coverage by Moorpark, breaking up the pass.
And I like that because it shows that Moorpark's still playing with pride.
And that is true. Still playing with pride, obviously being down by such a high score. Ventura showing that they're still going to play offense, not running up the score. They're not being disrespectful or anything. They're just playing the rivalry game out, and they're just making sure that they work on their offense with the third-string quarterback, a lot of third-string athletes, just trying to march down the field a little bit and give them some practice, but also Moorpark coming up and showing that they're not just going to fall down. So great to see that by both teams, a level of respect shown as well.
And you talked about Ventura not being disrespectful. I actually think that's the right play call, too, because, like you said, they're trying to run out the clock. So they're not necessarily looking for points. They're looking to end the game.
Exactly. And while we do have another break in the action right now, we're going to thank a few more of our sponsors for Moorpark College Athletics and here on the Moorpark Raider live stream. Mercedes-Benz of Thousand Oaks. As a member of the Silver Star Automotive Group, Mercedes-Benz of Thousand Oaks has proudly served Moorpark and surrounding areas since 1982. Nationwide, our hearts belong to the Raiders. Putting the needs of local communities first isn't just the key to our success, it's at the heart of everything we do. Let's talk today with Bill Saunders. Go Raiders! Matera Design Consultant for all of your design, layout, and production needs. Contact Vince Matera at vmatera@earthlink.net. Matera Design Consultant. And Los Robles Health System, 50 years of compassionate care. For more information, please call 877-888-5746 or visit losrobleshospital.com. We're now back to the action. 1:44 left in this contest, and it seems like Ventura College has ran away with this victory for a first down and 10 from their own 17-yard line, able to push it forward for about a 4-yard gain.
And if you're Moorpark, it's the same scenario. Try to end this game, move on to the next one, considering there's 1:28 left and counting here.
Exactly. Just move on to the next one, and then just make sure that you have everything together and practice a little bit harder this week, and then go forward and then play your next game, which will be the last home game, which we will be covering here on the Moorpark Raider live stream. Going to be a handoff straight up the middle, able to get a good chunk of yards off of the second down and 7.
And though the score is, very one-sided, I think that you can still learn a lot if you're Moorpark because, remember, this isn't just an average Joe. This is the number 5 team in California. So there's some good things that Moorpark did as well, so they can benefit from watching film.
So now on this play, little quick pass. Going to be brought down for a loss of a few yards off of the 3rd down and 2.
And, Nick, to piggyback off your point, part of that learning process is that we've seen a lot of different players today on both sides of the football. So it helps the coaching staff get to know these players even more and get to know their skill set even more. So there's always something you can take away from that as well.
So Long Beach City College will be the next opponent for Moorpark College during their last home game of the season, which we'll cover next Saturday on the 27th. Make sure that you stay tuned with us on the Moorpark Raider live stream for that as well. But it looks like it's all over here. What are your last thoughts of the game, fellows?
I'll start first. I think that, like I just kind of restated here, Moorpark can definitely learn from a game like this, though the first half, wasn't anything that they could really build off of. Well, they could, but it wasn't anything that was too nice. The second half, they played completely different. I mean, if you look at the second half scores alone, this game would have been tied 7-7. Now, of course, the first half, it was 55-0. But what I mean by that is Moorpark didn't come out in the second half and get walked all over. They played, they battled, and they fought. And I think that they can learn a lot from such a high-caliber team in Ventura. Ventura, on the other hand, has done an exceptional job with this program, and they showed tonight why they're the number 5 team in the nation.
If it were me for Moorpark, I would like to see Smith in at quarterback moving forward. We saw a lot of good spots from him today. He's able to run the football very well, and we saw his arm on display a little bit more. Ventura, keep doing what you're doing. You're playing well. You won well today, and you've shown why, as Nick said, you were one of the best teams in the state. So well done for them. Good game, and we'll move on to the next one, as we said.
While we're ending our coverage, we're going to thank a few more of our sponsors. Moorpark Country Club. Make a trip to Moorpark Country Club. While you're here, be sure to try our Sunday brunch at the Moorpark Country Club. Jersey Mike Subs, since 1956, supporting the community that supports us. Moorpark College Raider Athletics. Jersey Mike Subs, a sub above. Visit them at 1197 East Los Angeles Avenue in Simi Valley and say hi to Rich Vitolo. Jan's Marketplace. Cheers to a successful season. Proudly supporting Moorpark College Athletics. Visit us on Facebook or at jansmarketplace.net for upcoming events and money-saving offers. The Hat Restaurant in Simi Valley. Since 1951, 67 years of serving the world-famous pastrami, burgers, dogs, chili. Open 7 days from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. www.thehat.com. Latin Auto Group. Family-owned and operated for over 45 years. Always close to home. Located in the Thousand Oaks Auto Mall. Go Raiders. Best wishes for a great year. Latin Auto Group and Latin Hyundai Subaru. Stonefire Grill, where community is served. Proudly supporting Moorpark College Athletics at Stonefire Grill. For all your catering needs, call them at 855-SFG-TO-GO or order online at order.stonefiregrill.com. Go Raiders! And Luminary Photo. Weddings, events, headshots, families, and seniors. Check out Luminary Photo or call them at 805-587-7611 at luminaryphoto.com. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in to your coverage of Moorpark College football here on the Moorpark Raider live stream for your coverage of the 51st Annual Citrus Cup. The Ventura College Pirates take this one 62-7 at home against the Raiders. Moorpark will fall to a 1-6 record, 0-2 conference, while Ventura College will now be 6-1 overall and 2-0 in conference play. Now, Moorpark College, as they fell, Ventura College was able to get their 30th victory of the Citrus Club play, the first team to reach 30 victories in this rivalry. Once again, everybody, however, thank you very much for tuning into this game. Make sure that you stay tuned with us next week on the 27th as the Moorpark Raiders will close out their home regular season against Long Beach City College. Coverage will start at about 5:40 p.m. Pacific time, so make sure that you stay tuned with that. But for everybody that helps us out with our broadcast, from Michael Grimes, our technical director, and basically just covers the whole entire production set of everything for Vance Manicus, our athletic director, for Fern Vegso, who works with all the sponsors and is head of the broadcast, for Cole Egley, who made the trip with us as cameraman, for Nick Federico, color commentator analyst, and Justin Borsis, color commentator analyst. My name is Ryan Ketchum, wishing you a good evening, and make sure you stay tuned with us for next week. Thank you.